Jerry
All
Curl JG's.
right. Yo. Hold up. Do we have the theme music queued up, man? Cause like I need to get into my element right now.
Gotta let
Word.
It's,
your soul glow.
For
you know what I'm
sure,
saying?
fam.
Yo, it started with Jason Tatum.
All right. Yeah. He bit my whole style,
So
fam.
I'm like, okay. Uh man. I hope
What's
I don't see
up?
no Players Tribune open letter from Jason Tatum to JG.
Man, that shit
Anyway,
funny.
uh
Jason Tatum straight standing.
you know what I'm saying? Like, yo. Anyway, yes, y'all. You were not tuned to the Melodrama Podcast. This is episode 34, man. Um,
Word. Getting
so
it in.
one thing I had to say before we got any further is we did all of that shit talking about we fathers. We gonna podcast on Father's Day.
Yeah.
Yo,
JD didn't show up. We were like,
yo.
oh, let's just skip it.
Man.
I was like, yo,
He's probably doing
JG,
Father's Day
he's
shit.
in a position right now where he has to show that he appreciates being a father or he has to assert himself as a father. Either
Right.
way, it's a lose-lose.
Man.
Like this nigga had the Commodores there. They were there playing for it. So are you gonna leave the Commodores in the living room to come record the Melodrama Podcast? I don't know, my nigga.
Man.
Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna give you the buck, fam. I had that itis from the breakfast. I was asleep like a motherfucker.
Hold
I had
up.
to be- I had
Did
to
you
be
wake
daddy,
up
though.
like I gotta go
Hey,
record?
Man,
He woke up
Like-
with rose petals on the floor.
man,
and
you know
shit.
what I'm saying? I was like, yo, they
Uh,
set it out, man. They
Your
set it
royal
out. I was
pancakes are
actually
finished,
shocked.
Daddy.
Man.
Yo, so when you say itis for breakfast, bro, that sounds like that's a lot of food. That's a spread, bro.
That
That's
was a
not like
spread,
some
fam.
that's not some sausage, eggs, and coffee type shit.
Nah,
Word.
they spent a few bucks at Maxfield's and shit.
Oh, so it
Nigga,
was
I was-
they went all out.
Yeah,
Man.
that shit was great though. For real, that shit was great.
uh,
Mm,
dude said, and it's Father's Day, so all this shit is 0 calories, right?
man, it don't matter today. It didn't matter today, bro.
Hey,
Yeah.
real shit, bro.
I always get a side of the Euro meat with my and I pronounced the shit correctly, my nigga.
Yeah.
So got the side of the Euro meat, but for some reason they decided to double that shit up.
He was like, how in the fuck? I appreciate that.
I got to
appreciate
do it
that.
now, fam.
I mean,
got to,
who am I?
you know
Who
what
am I
I'm
to
saying?
not indulge?
I'm not going to insult my daughter like that.
You know what I'm
fam.
saying? That would be
divine
disrespectful of me.
intervention.
That's what it was, fam.
Yes. Come on,
That's what it
bro.
was.
Yeah,
So I
man.
was like, man, then when I got up, it was about 1:45. And I was like, oh shit. And then I looked at the phone and speaker was like, yo, we ain't recording, fam. So I was like, cool. At like almost 2:00 and shit.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's like,
We didn't keep waiting.
He's like,
right.
he's like,
I wonder if they still there and shit. my nigga. Oh man.
yo, what I was gonna do, I was gonna like at JG on like Instagram, like, yo, do y'all know where JG at?
Man,
And
you
then
know
all
what
of a
I'm saying?
sudden, then he gets woken up by like that nigga think he getting canceled or some shit. Like, why I'm getting all these?
Dog gonna make nigga going viral for being asleep and shit.
Like he's gonna wake up like, what the fuck is going on?
What's going on, dog? Oh man, nah,
Oh,
that was
man.
too funny. Nah, it was a good time, man. We just hung out with the fam on the
Mhm.
patio, man. Had breakfast.
That's
You know what
what's
I'm
up.
saying? And enjoyed the damn yard and I
Yeah.
just kind of chilled. I ain't done that shit in a long ass time. You know what I'm saying?
Did your other son come hang out?
Yeah, for a minute.
The
For a
deer,
minute.
the deer that be in your yard.
Oh no, he didn't come through. That motherfucker beat. He was there a couple days ago though, man. I see the grass flat where that motherfucker be sleep.
Told you that's your
So
other
he's
son.
still around.
Damn.
He be on the court and shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
fam think he live here. He get to have the yard at night though.
oh,
That's a big motherfucker, man. I couldn't even see him and shit. So,
that is hilarious,
but
dude.
dog, y'all got to forget a curl, man. I had to jump back in the damn shower. Dog, I did not know coconut oil spoiled, dog. My face smelled like ass. I was mad as hell, dog.
That nigga said I was smelling like a low down dirty shame.
Dude, I put the shit on, you know what I'm saying? God damn.
It's spoiled?
Man, I pick up the jar and that shit smell like straight ass.
I didn't know it's spoiled.
I didn't know
Hell
either.
no.
I don't think it spoils. I think what happens is it settles, so you gotta mix that shit. It's like
I did.
organic. It's like organic
You
peanut
said
butter.
coconut
Yeah.
oil?
Man, that shit was spoiled. It had
Coconut
to
oil or
be, though.
cocoa butter?
No, it's coconut oil.
Oh, I
The
didn't. I got
100% pure shit that you gotta like run it under hot water to liquefy it.
Oh,
I
okay.
got
And then
some
I
of that.
shake the
I
jar
never
up
opened
and
it,
shit.
but I got it.
Huh?
I got some of that. I never opened it, but I got it. I got some shea butter though.
Well,
Your
if you
shit-
never opened it, it's probably still fresh. See,
No,
what
that
it
shit's
is my
spoiled.
damn son used that shit too. And that
Mhm.
motherfucker don't know how to put the top on right.
Yeah.
So the air get in there and then it get fucked up.
Oh,
I just threw
Yo.
the shit in the garbage. But
Yo,
dog,
that
I was like, hey fam, I can't do this. Just
like-
back in,
you gonna be recording like?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'd have been extra double angry and shit. So
Hey,
I'm like,
imagine going in public, you walking past everybody else like they stink.
you know what
They
I'm
looking
saying?
at
Like,
you like,
damn,
you-
take a shower.
Like, motherfucker, that's you.
Oh man.
I'd have been done squared up and been wrong than a motherfucker and pick a save and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that is funny. Dude, I remember one time I was driving. I was in Georgia. I had just got ready, and I'm leaving, and I'm driving. And you know, like it was start raining, so I had to let my windows up, but I hadn't turned my AC on or nothing yet. And like I started getting nauseous. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It was all the coconut oil. I was like, what the fuck is this? Yo,
I said shit made him sick.
I had to let the windows down. I was like, oh God. And I'm on the freeway. I'm like, I feel like I almost OD'd on coconut oil, bro.
That nigga got the coconut oil coming out his shower. and
Yo,
shit.
yo.
Coconut. Dude had a coconut oil
Yo,
contact.
before then, I'm in the house. I'm like, nigga, this melanin is fit to be, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here.
He
I
finna be
got in the
shining like a
car.
mace suit.
You know what I'm saying? Listen. Listen. You know what I'm saying? I was out here.
You know what I'm saying?
I said,
Looking at it.
ladies, your chocolate trophy is here.
God said he was the black Oscar and shit.
What the hell are you looking for?
You know?
Can a young nigga make money anymore?
Shit.
Oh man.
Oh, so
Hell
yeah.
no,
Needless
dog.
to say, I've switched to shea butter and I haven't gone back since.
Man. Wait, dog.
Shea
I
butter
thought, that
is the
shit,
move.
I thought that shit got canceled though.
Shea
Shea
butter?
butter?
Yeah.
Listen, the actual
No,
the natural
You get
shea
natural
butter
raw shea
itself.
butter.
Yeah, you get
Go to
natural shea butter.
whatchamacallit, you can get a tub of it for like $5.
Yeah, not the company Shea
no.
Moisture. I'm
Oh,
talking
that's
about,
what I'm thinking of.
No, I'm
Okay.
talking about real shea
Nah,
butter.
like
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
get mine at the hair store.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, cause like I mean, for me, it's like it's all encompassing. Cause I put that same shit, use it for my beard. It's great.
Dude,
Yeah,
good
it's like shea butter is like the duct tape of like
okay.
skin products. Look at, see,
Africans,
the Melodrama
Shea
podcast
butter.
is sponsored by African Shea Butter, 100% natural.
They got Mexican shea butter, my nigga.
They probably
probably
do.
not. They
do.
know what?
They do, nigga. It's called El Shea. What you talking
That's
about?
what I'm saying, fam. See, that's racist, fam. That's racist.
But you know what? Actually, they probably do. Like when
Yo.
you look at
If you go
When
to
you
El
look
Rey,
at,
you turn down aisle 2, my
That
nigga.
motherfucker said El Rey.
But you know what? If you look at when you look closely at African culture and Mexican culture, there is some things that overlap because of the way people migrated.
Yeah.
That was
Either,
not
you
a
know, either-
migration, fam.
I'm talking about I'm talking about when they was escaping slavery and when
Yeah,
slavery
yeah.
ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some migration. Even actually before then,
Yeah.
there was some migration, but people didn't know it. Like if there's pyramids in the southern parts of the world that are really similar to the pyramids in Africa, in Egypt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like when you look at the drums, if you ever notice like the Mexican drums, they come in sets of 3. And you got the really big one, then the medium-sized one, and the small one.
Yeah.
That's the same drum
Same
concept
African
as
drums.
African drums.
Yep.
Fam,
Doom Dooms.
that's where everything started.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
all started in Africa, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, dog? I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to be real light-skinned. Y'all finna watch a light-skinned nigga do his damn hair, dog. I can't do this shit.
Hold up.
I gotta oppress my shit so I can
okay.
get some waves.
So
I gotta get the waves back.
if you're not watching us right now, which I highly recommend, if you're listening, stop everything that you're doing and go to the Melodrama YouTube.
I gotta oppress my shit so my waves come back, dog.
And you can see JG doing his hair. Like, hold up, like you can't oppress your hair right now. Like
I'm
that's
oppressing my hair.
Let yourself
I'm oppressing this shit. This shit, I can't. It
Yo.
look like a motherfucker really got a jerry.
Hey.
No, the funny thing is, like JG, to me, he has always defied this stereotype. Because JG is like a manly man, like he's not the pretty LB Short type
do that
dude.
shit.
But like you literally just went real like LB Short on us, bro.
I had to, fam. The girls, I can't do that shit, bro. That shit.
Hey, somebody's supposed to have been singing Whitney Houston while he was brushing his hair.
You know what I'm saying? It looked like I just came home or some shit. I can't do that.
That boy good.
Yo.
That boy good.
So
This shit
JG has his thinking cap on, so I think
right.
we're ready.
I'm back.
We
now,
ready to
yes.
rock now.
I'm back.
Yo,
back.
so
Yeah.
question though, so like I know we were talking a couple of weeks ago and shit, and a lot of shit has happened in a couple of weeks. And the cool thing is, I'm kind of glad that we missed certain shit that was happening in the world. Like we don't chase every single topic anyway, but there are some things that I'm sure was going to hit our purview. I think I actually even had them on the list to talk about. But I'm really happy that we missed that week because it's a lot of shit that ended up being on some like who gives a fuck type shit.
Right.
And I think it's really cool. But like one of the things I wanted to ask you guys about is because we're talking about the NBA and shit. So I don't know. I thought a week ago I was gonna come in here and I was gonna have a really strong opinion about why the season shouldn't continue and all this shit. Dude, I think I had it all figured out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty of time has let me know you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, dude. Like, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Like, don't, just because shit is, you feel a certain way emotionally right now, you're overcharged, your emotions are not logic. Your emotions are not law. And it's really one of those great opportunities to step back and hold yourself accountable.
Say that shit again.
Which part? About
emotions are what?
Emotions are not law, and they're not, and they're also not logic either. Like, and this period of time has really allowed me to think, like, bro, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. There's so many different moving parts. Go ahead, Trip.
What made you say that?
Yeah, what made you say that?
That's a good question.
Well,
I got one too.
Well, I think
on that point.
I think.
Yeah, I got a theory too, but I want to hear what made you say that.
So I think what made me say that was, number one, I felt like I was just as bad as the old girl who told LeBron to shut up and dribble. If I can say no NBA season, they shouldn't do it, yada yada yada, I'm just as bad as the old girl that said basketball players should just play basketball. I mean, because I'm literally putting them in a box saying that they can't do more than one thing. Who the fuck am I? Like, I know any of these motherfuckers personally. Like, I know any owner personally, any general manager, any player. Who am I to make the assessment that based on what I feel, this billion-dollar corporation should just not try to recoup as much money as they have, as they've lost already. It was really, when I think about it, I won't speak for anybody else, but when I did that self-evaluation of myself, I then resolved that was a very selfish thought of me. That was very selfish of me to say that the NBA shouldn't do X, Y, and Z. Like, that's kind of my take. But I'm interested in you guys. I want to hear your thoughts about where you were with it, and, you know, do you feel the same way? Has anything happened that changed your mind? I'm just curious.
About the NBA?
JG?
Yeah, about the NBA season, and should we play? Should we not play? Like, all of that shit. I'm just interested because I know that was going to be a hot topic. We kind of already started to talk about it.
Oh, I feel you. No, I'm a fan of the league, so I'm all for them continuing and going ahead to play.
Mm-hmm.
What the problem I had was with the people that were saying they shouldn't play. You know, there's a movement out there, man. It's apparently the owners and the commissioner and all that are on some dance because I said so nigga type shit. Like they on some race, they gonna make their animals perform type shit. Right? You know what I'm saying? Which is 500% bullshit. I don't think that shit interesting at all. That shit actually pissed me off. Because and that's what brought me back to the emotion. Because there's the emotion is, we all know they ain't all righteous. Dig what I'm saying? But we all should know we ain't all righteous either. Man. So you mean to tell me if niggas was running the NBA, them motherfuckers wouldn't be playing right now? That's bullshit. You know why? Because we are smart businessmen too. The move they making right now to play is to not only recoup as much of the potential losses as they can this year, but it's also to protect the future bag. Them motherfuckers get their money from TV money.
Yeah.
So if you don't do this move, you don't come back so that the TV stations and the networks can recoup some ad money that they've lost, then next season, your TV money go down. And when the TV money goes down, then the salaries go down. The owner's money don't go down, but the players' money goes down.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this ain't no oppressor, the master making you dance type shit. It's a smart business. I think it's it's the smartest business move they can make. You dig what I'm saying? And then cats ain't even looking at the cats that, okay, it ain't but like 20 motherfuckers that make $25, $30 million a year.
Right.
The rest of them motherfuckers get 300,000.
Right.
But they all paying for little man, Pookie and them go to college.
Yep.
They all buying their mama a house. Everybody in the family get a car and a cell phone. They all paying for all that shit. So them cats that's getting less than $1 million a year.
That's what I'm saying.
You get what I'm saying? They about to be bankrupt out here.
And when I was making that thought too, I'll just say this really quick, and then I'm interested to what you guys think. If I'm the 12th man on the bench, or I had just made it, I had just got signed for the rest of the season after 10 days.
Yep.
I need to come back because I was on the roll, and this is how I eat. Yep. Just like we still was working and can go to work. I just made an NBA roster. This is going to be life-changing for me.
Yep.
I need to fucking play. And my team thank God, my team is actually in the playoff hunt.
Mm-hmm.
So, not to even mention those 12 men that are on those teams that didn't make it.
Right. But the emotion of we got their attention.
Mm-hmm.
Everything finna change.
Mm-hmm.
They recognizes they hears we got power. The emotional rush that's coming from that is also making people it's taking things that, or it's making people see things that aren't there. You know what I'm saying?
They're seeing mirages.
Removing them from that logic. You know what I'm saying? It's removing them from that logic.
You ain't
looking at the NBA coming back as a business move. You looking at it as just a racist move, because right now everything is fucking racist.
Everything is racist.
Everything.
So, Trip, when you say it's a mirage, what you mean? What you saying? What you talking
That's
about?
what he's saying. That's what Jay-Z's saying.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's saying what they seeing is not real, so it's a mirage. It's like,
okay,
when you're in the desert and, you've been without, for so long, and now you look in the horizon, you see a fucking lake, with vegetation and shit in the middle of the desert. Now, we know it ain't no lake and vegetation in the desert. Right. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a desert.
Facts.
But, that's what the fuck you see.
Yep.
But I come from a whole nother perspective. Like, you guys are really eloquent, and you guys, like, really got logic behind why they should play and shit like that. I'm from the side that I don't really give a fuck. Like, I don't really give a fuck. If y'all gonna play, then play. If y'all not gonna play, then don't play.
Yep.
I'm really, like, sick of hearing about motherfuckers debate. Like, if motherfuckers gonna go to work or not, like, motherfucker, that's their job. If they job open and they gonna go to work, go to work. If they not gonna go to work, then Just like if I don't go to work, I don't get unemployment. If they don't go to work, they don't get paid. Like really, at that point, that's really all it is. Like I think it's a bunch of bullshit debate. Like why you debating somebody else's shit? Like that's somebody else's job. That's somebody else's bag. It really ain't up for debate. So I'm really tired.
Wow,
And
that's a good point.
I understand that, it's, people that's in the news industry, that's what they supposed to do or whatever and all that. But like, I really don't give a fuck. I don't really give a fuck.
That's fair too.
If you're going to shoot the ball through the hoop, then shoot the ball through the hoop. If not, bring on football. But shit, do something.
Hey, fam,
he said bring on football.
It's funny he said that though, Speak, because that oppressor, the owners, the commissioner, they ain't told nobody, bitch, you gotta play. Matter of fact, they said, you want to play? Okay, well, you know what? If you don't want to play, that's cool. That team got permission to sign another player for this comeback, and that doesn't mean that player is replacing you on the team. Your contract ain't voided. You don't have to play. If you don't want to, if you think it's not safe, you got health reasons, whatever your reasons are, your contract ain't voided. You won't get paid for these games. And then at the start of the season, the start of the new season, there you report to training camp like you would have did anyway.
Where did the fucking Bucks Where did the Bucks practice?
They got a dope ass facility right across the street from Fiserv where they practice, man. My son done played down there with his punk ass.
I'm just saying. I'm like,
them didn't even call me and shit.
I'm just trying to say. I'm like,
you know what I'm saying?
maybe they need a veteran like point guard. Like maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you remember that motherfucker that used to send in the game, like to piss off the star player, like try to get him ejected and shit?
Me.
I
like
can do that, man.
Zero at this point in my life, zero skills.
Man.
But I can push somebody out the air, bro.
Yeah, but that's
easy.
from the
6 good ass fouls.
That's from the Phil Jackson, Pat Riley. What's the other dude that used to coach the Pistons?
Chuck Daly.
Daly. That's from that coaching era.
Yeah.
And nobody should motherfuckers thought Phil Jackson liked centers. No, motherfucker. He kept 3 centers on the roster because that's 18 fouls.
Yep.
Yeah, because
that's really all that was.
He needed those fouls against Patrick Ewing, motherfucker.
Yep.
Like,
and that shit worked.
The funny thing is, I'm so out of shape. I fuck around, think I got somebody, and when I reach, my whole life flashed before my eyes.
Bro.
Hey, one of these young boys be like,
man.
Are you having a seizure, sir?
Dude.
Yo.
Hey, Speak. The last time I played the boy, I couldn't even foul the motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying.
He was that fast.
So fast, right?
I couldn't even foul and trip. I'm
now
he trying to dunk. I'm finna foul this.
Right. They're that fast and they're strong, but they're quick still.
Dog, I couldn't even take no contact so I could fake an injury real quick, fam. I couldn't reach the motherfucker. I couldn't catch that motherfucker at all, dog.
Yo, look, I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I would look at my son like, you just a disrespectful motherfucker.
That's what it was. That's why you ain't getting no PS5, nigga. Because of that shit right there.
You're like, you might not need my money in two years. But
cut off.
But this year, you need my money.
You need me, dog, and you cut off, fam. You cut off. Straight up. If you dunk, hey, that motherfucker laid it up though. He believed us. Like if you dunk, you cut off.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. He's like, don't touch my brownies in the kitchen either.
Be trying to dunk on me, dog. I got guns, my nigga. You ain't finna dunk on me, dog. Oh man, yeah, that shit right there.
So I mean, but you know what? And there's also too, and God bless him. There are also people already, like as Tripp said, bring on the NFL season.
Yep.
There are already people.
Everybody ain't a fan, and I get that. Yeah. I'm a fan, so my perspective is kind of the fan perspective.
And
it's not even that. Like, okay, if they put the shit on TV, I might watch it. Consider it's not a full season. Like when it comes to basketball, I can't watch a full season.
Right.
I can watch games here and there, But you know how some motherfuckers like die hard and they watch all 80 whatever Bucks games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that no more. I just don't have.
Like,
I don't have the time or the energy. Yeah.
Right. I really can't watch you play, Detroit 4 times. Like, and then I got to watch you play them 7 more times in the playoffs. Like,
I love that shit though. But you're
right. I'll wait till like the end of the season, or I'll watch the big games, or I'll watch the playoffs. Right? Yeah. But the whole start to finish shit, like.
Yeah, unless that's your hobby, because the thing is, because I've been very conflicted with that. I'm like, dude, I really do love basketball still. I'm like, I have all these other competing demands where like my desire to watch as many games, and now at 42 is nowhere near, the 22-year-old me.
Right.
I wanted to capture every game. I'm trying to see what the coaches are thinking, all of this stuff. But now at this point in my life, I'm just kind of like, yes, I enjoy the game. I love it. But I don't need, like Tripp said, I kind of echo his sentiments. I don't need to see every fucking game. But if that's your thing too, there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, there's worse things you could be in the world. You could be, a racist.
And it's not even like, a not just on like basketball. Like, I love football, and I mean, football is only 17 games, but there are some games where I'd be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll tune in at second half.
Yeah.
Right. That's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts.
And so
you got a personal attachment to it. It's a little easier to be in. I mean, because you gotta look at how much you're willing to invest in it.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I got because of the boy, I got the personal thing with Giannis. Damn, pause. That didn't sound right at all. But because of him looking out for the boy, working out with that kind of shit, I watch dude to support whatever it is he doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reality is, how many times do you? I mean, when you think about it, when somebody who's like a real legit NBA superstar.
Right. We ain't had one of those.
And on top of that, I mean,
time.
This NBA superstar talked about how Kobe mentored him and how Kobe helped change his mindset.
Yep.
So now you got the same person, the degrees of separation is now dropping, spitting game to like basketball game and passing that shit on to your offspring. That's an investment, bro.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
A huge investment.
But now when you start talking like high school and college football,
that's different.
That's that part of it. That football is still so pure.
Yep.
Like that's just pure, hard work, talent, drive. Like that shit. Now that shit I can watch. Like like
hey, Tripp, I used to think them dudes was weird. I was like, man, what the fuck you doing here? You ain't even got no kid playing or nothing. Like that shit was, but now I'm one of them dudes.
Yeah.
I'm watching all the high school basketball games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, you just root for all these boys and girls, man. You just want to see them become great.
Because you want to see them win, man.
Yeah.
Especially when you like see them like put in like all this work, like our homie Theo, he still got some kids out there, and like the group got a little bigger. I think it done grew from like 10 or 15 to like 20, 25, but like these kids are out there because they want to be.
Yep.
Like these are not sanctioned team workouts. He got kids from like King, he got kids from Riverside, and these kids are out there putting in work because they want to be. So these are kids that are I ain't gonna lie, like he running the shit out of them. And that's the way Theo is. He played at Pulaski. He had a full ride for the Badgers, played in the Rose Bowl, big buff ass motherfucker. That's just the way he is. Like, right. I mean, sometimes I work out with him. I come home and die when I'm done. But
that motherfucker thinks he finna be in the NFL today, my dude.
Hold up. Dude, that was the funniest sentence ever. Sometimes I work out with him, but I come home and die when I get home, when I'm done.
Dude,
I believe you.
Lifting weights with Theo is not normal weightlifting.
Nah, it ain't.
Me and Junior go like Tuesdays and Thursdays, right?
Okay.
We might do like 3-4 sets of 10, on every machine that we working on for that day. Theo is like, so we're gonna do 10 sets of 10 on everything today. And you like, time out, my nigga. We what? We finna do who? 10 sets of 10. Come on, Trip, you got it.
Nigga, I got a job.
And
I need to
and
be
he
able
wasn't
to
he
perform
one of
my
them motherfuckers that
job,
don't
my
let you
dude.
stop.
Oh wow. So he's like one of those ultimate motivator type.
Yeah,
people.
dude is like
Man.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Dude like
man.
that.
So
Yeah,
I just
so
made a note. Don't ever go to the gym with Steve.
Nah.
that's like
I'm,
one of them ones.
I'm never
See,
going
you
to the gym
go
with
with
Trip,
me.
bro. No, because
You
what's
go
gonna
with-
happen? The one day I show up to work out with Trip, this motherfucker that y'all talking about
Theo gonna be there, yeah.
and I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run as
The
fast.
shit feel.
I might try to.
He gonna catch you, fam.
Damn, that's
You
right.
can't get away from
You
him.
right.
He gonna catch you, fam. You can't run
This
from
was- he was-
Theo, dog.
He was a Division I D-back.
Come
Yeah.
on, man. See, no, I'm not even driving my car near Trip's gym then, because he might catch the
But
car.
the thing is, like, the shit feel good while you doing it.
Right.
It's just when you done, you go pick up like a pack of tissue and the shit feel like a 50-pound dumbbell.
Dude,
That's what she said.
man. Dude, you know I've been back on my bike and
Okay.
bro, I get what he's saying. Cause when you get
Yeah.
off that motherfucker,
Yeah.
man, it's straight rubber legs.
So I was just
You know what
about
I'm
to
saying?
pull my
So-
bike out yesterday, and I didn't do it because I'll be honest with you, I got lazy because I haven't been on my bike all year. So you got to do the tires, you got to check that shit, right?
Right.
I got up. It was early. It was like 6 something. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just go on this ride. It's gonna be great. Gonna get some fresh air, man. I went out and I did like this to my tires on my bike. I was like, nah, fuck that shit, bro.
Dog. Hey, you know what?
Fuck that shit, bro.
Even if your tires was good after them first 3 pedals, you was gonna say the same thing.
Bro, and the part, like, for me, like, sometimes I ride down to my trail. So I ride 2 miles to the trail, and then I ride on the trail.
Okay.
And coming back is the worst because you're riding. So after all this shit, motherfucker,
So you gotta ride uphill?
Up motherfucking hill.
Yeah.
No, man. I said, so I saw all that shit. I envisioned all. I was like, I ain't got time, bro. I said, I can't do it. I can't do it. Hey,
Dude was like,
I woke my wife
God
up.
did not intend
Yo,
for me
no.
to endure this hardship.
Not
Man.
today. Not today, bro. I woke my wife up. I was like, you want to go take pictures? I said, all right. I said, I'm not working out today. I'm not working out today, dude. No. Hell no. Like, after I envisioned that mental anguish that it caused me, no. I wouldn't took pictures, nigga. I was like, fuck that. Fuck all of that.
Oh, that's when you was in the woods looking like
Yeah,
you
man.
was trying to initiate a racist encounter with Karen and shit. He was looking just like
No.
dude. Remember that he was yelling or she was yelling at him about the dog or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, dog, I thought you was doing a reenactment, but you was actually like enjoying that shit.
I was there, and I have to be honest, bro. It
Seven
was
Bridges
really,
is beautiful.
it was really, we went to Seven Bridges. It's kind of like in South Milwaukee. So
Okay.
what happened is, I have to
It's
be
something
honest.
beautiful in South Milwaukee?
Dude, it's beautiful, bro.
Dude, that's like the beautiful side of the lake. Like the water clean.
Yeah.
The sand don't got like hypothermic needles in it and shit.
Huh.
Like you can walk in the water and the water clean. You can see the bottom.
You say you don't see no church's chicken buckets.
For real, and it's like it's a whole little trail. And I think on the trail there literally is 7 bridges.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I can honestly say it was really weird though, because we were like the only people of color there that I saw.
You was on the Get Out farm.
So the cool thing though, it was people going out of their way, because I'm like, you know what? I'm here with my wife. We're just doing our thing. You know what I'm saying? But people were like going out of their way and being like very extra like pleasant and extra nice. And it was just because like I'm looking like this. I'm looking at my camera and people are like, good morning. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I mean, I
went there one time last summer.
Okay.
To do a photo shoot with Tabitha.
Okay.
And I got there before her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm standing like outside my truck or whatever. And then fucking cop pull in,
Oh
and
Jesus.
and right, but like on the it pull in on the other side of the lot, and it
Hmm?
just ride past all the other people, and then she get over there by me, and she parked. So then Tabitha called me and be like, "Are you there? I'm on my way." It's like, dude, I'm here. Could you
Hmm.
hurry up and get your ass here? She was like, "Why?" I was like, "It's a cop here, and I think hopefully if you get out and she see that you white, that she might not fuck with me." And she started laughing, but she hurried up and came, and she
Yeah.
understands because like her step grandfather is black,
Okay.
so she understands.
Hmm.
So when
Mhm.
soon and it's funny because soon as she got there and got out the truck, and she started speaking to me, and I was like, "Hey, been waiting on you." Fucking cop pull off.
Uh, hey, did your voice get extra proper?
Yep.
Hell yeah, I know how to blend. I went to school
That's
in
the
Oshkosh.
training, fam.
Hey, Trip got out the car. He's like, Tabby.
Speaking job
Man,
interview and shit.
I know how to blend. I went to school in Oshkosh. I know how to blend very
He
well.
said, Tabby, is that you? Gosh darn it.
Fam.
No, but like, I mean, but the thing is too, like, you know, honestly, lately I've been looking at things a lot different. Like now, even when people are like rude or mean to me or like just vindictive towards me, I have learned how to separate my emotion,
Mhm.
and I now can look through. I can look at people right through this clinical lens now, and I just be like, oh, that's your trauma. Like who did that to you?
Okay.
Where
Who hurt you?
you now begin to behave this way. Yeah, like I now I see straight through people, and now like it's great because it helps you keep peace of mind. But like I kind of felt bad, man, because those people that were saying hello to us, they're not bad people, man. They're
They
not
were
bad
trying right.
people. They
Right.
but the thing is like, and honestly, I felt bad for them because it's like, and this is not like feeling bad for your oppressor because these
Hmm.
people are clearly the way they're behaving, you know, they're not they're not engaging in oppressive behavior.
Right.
But it's like, damn, I think we're in this place right now, man, where people are like, you know what, I am doing my part. But
It's
the thing
kind
is
of
like
like
they're like, I see you though. Like I
Hmm.
see you, and I want you to know that I see you, and I'm good with you. Well, I'm good with seeing you. It's like it's a really weird time, but I feel like I don't know, man. Like we all of this shit, we need it all. We need all of
I
this
think
shit.
Yep.
I think they're
That's the
kind of
key.
like it's like they're like in like a space of limbo.
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of like how like when we and no matter how good how clean your license is and how great you drive, when
Hmm.
we drive to the suburbs,
Hmm.
we're like always uneasy
And it's been
just
that
because
way
we
because
just
that's how we were
right
conditioned.
Hmm.
Yeah.
right. So for them, with all this going on,
Yep.
I think for the ones who aren't racist, for the ones who are racist, like they really don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But for the ones who aren't racist, I think for them, and we talk for them, it might be even harder for them than it is for us, or even for the racists,
Hmm.
because the white people who aren't racist have to deal with the
Yes.
white people who are racist that don't like them because they like black people, and the
Hmm.
black people who don't know that they aren't racist that think that they might be
Yes.
Hmm.
And that's the thing. So like, there's a lot of good things happening in the world.
Hmm.
And these are things that like people are not touching upon. Like, I mean, I've talked to colleagues that are white, and they're like literally saying what Tripp said. Like, these people gave me life, but I no longer see life the way they see life.
Hmm.
So I'm at odds with, this is my mom and dad, but they're racist.
Hmm.
Like, this shit is not just affecting black and brown people. Like, that's not to take away of what we as black and brown people are experiencing. You can't take away with what we've experienced for fucking over 400 years. You
Right.
can't. However, we also know part of the solution is not just black and brown people fixing it. So
Facts.
right.
hearing some of my colleagues who, I'll be honest with you, like, we only have professional relationships, but you can tell somebody who stands for something. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a person of color, but you're on the equity council, and you're pushing for you know, all these type of things, man. And it's like those folks are conflicted right now. They're like literally like, I have to choose to have a relationship with my mom or dad or not because I denounce racism, bro.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
my
that's a fact. Dude,
Yeah.
the
my
principal at my
best
school.
friend's father was disowned by his entire family for
Damn.
marrying a black woman.
Damn.
The principal at
You know
my
what I'm saying?
school.
Like he's got people that we finna be 50, fam.
Yeah.
And my
Yeah.
dude's got family that he's just now meeting.
God
That's
damn.
fucked up.
You dig what I'm saying? That shit run deep. See, the other part of it too, Speak, is you got to realize, man, that we got to realize there's three kinds of white people.
Mm-hmm.
You got malicious racists,
Mm-hmm.
you got ignorant racists,
Mm-hmm.
and you got non-racists.
Yeah.
But right now, it seems like we don't give a fuck about those distinctions, but we need to. The
Yeah.
women aren't going to win their battle without men.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck are we going to win this battle without them?
Yeah.
Dig what I'm
man.
saying? Now the malicious racists, fuck them. You can't change them. Them motherfuckers gonna have to die.
Yeah.
The ignorant racists
They
are
just
gonna
don't
have
know
to
no
be
better.
educated. Right. They benefiting from the racism. They
Right.
ain't really saying it. Now they ain't calling nobody a nigger with the ER.
Mm-hmm.
But when they racist family members do, they don't say shit.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? They just like, I'm not a part of that. I don't hate anybody, but okay, you're hiring me because I'm white, great. And they, you know what I'm saying? So that's them. And then you have those that just aren't racist at all and actually speak out on the bullshit.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
dog, they're gonna
And
have to get rid of them malicious ones.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that we fight, like in our building, because some of the kids that come to my school could legitimately be being raised by racist people.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are so immersed in the hip hop culture that they hear the N word and they can't really grasp the concept of why they shouldn't be saying it,
Mm-hmm.
because it's in that culture that they can.
That's a great
They
dude.
live in-
Trip. That's such a good point, bro. Because
Mhm.
these kids, because hip hop is old now,
Mhm.
right? And,
Mhm.
and there are people like we got to get over it. Like, I get it. Yes, hip hop was founded, you know, whatever by black people. I get it. But hip hop is worldwide now.
Mhm.
And for
Yep.
somebody who completely identifies, even I'll be at work saying, there's no such thing as African American culture. There isn't. Unfortunately, our culture was taken from us, so we do not have a consensus on what it. You know, like you can talk to somebody who actually before the podcast, Demo was talking about, you know, a family gathering that is like true to his culture.
Mhm.
You know, my wife can tell me about something that's true to Filipino culture,
Mhm.
but we can't say nothing that's like. For me, I'm like, I identify as hip hop culture. That
Okay.
is my culture. So somebody who is white, who totally embraces hip hop, and they're not racist, they're like, yo, and this is gonna sound weird, but we need to be open, because we gotta be open. We gotta consider shit that maybe we weren't gonna consider before. Somebody who maybe goes to trip school might be rapping, might be accepting of all walks of life.
Mhm.
And that N word is nothing but a word because they don't know the other ramifications.
Mhm.
Well,
They truly
what
don't.
we
Some people don't know. And
have in our building though is we have a zero tolerance for the word. Um, whether it's a black kid saying it, it's not allowed, and it starts out with in school suspension, and it goes up from there.
Mhm.
The time goes up inside of in school, and then once you get to a certain amount of time, you either coming on a Saturday or you staying at home, and we're contacting your home district,
oh, word.
because yeah, because so my boss, Miss Brooks, Kathy Brooks,
Say her
she
name, nigga.
I don't think she really gonna care.
You just got an in-house
So
suspension, my nigga. Damn.
Hey,
so
I
she
won
went to
too.
school. Well, here's the thing. She went to school. She was in college when a lot of this shit happened. And they took it. And she tells the kids why she doesn't allow the word. and this is
Okay.
the story that she tells them.
Okay.
They took a trip as college students down south one time over spring break or for something,
Okay.
and they ran into a racist group of people, and some of the people that she went to down south with just literally came up missing and were never seen again.
Damn.
And it was because of a racist motivated altercation.
Yeah.
So because of that, that whole word literally has
Yeah,
a
man.
bad taste in her mouth, and she doesn't care what color you are. When you say the word, like when you talking about like somebody get mad, like, and you've seen her,
Mhm.
like she white, she's an old white lady, but she get like turned red mad, like
Yeah,
nah,
because
you not
that's
finna
literally
use that word in my
just
building.
like it's a trigger for us, it's a trigger for her.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know, and the other thing I would add to that is because sometimes Trip and our work kind of we intersect and we find ourselves sometimes in the same meetings. I'm glad that I didn't walk into a meeting and see Trip like my nigga.
I kind of wish you would have, man. That might have been kind of funny.
Hey, no, because I'd be like, come on, like, hey, Mr. Dismilk,
He's
we
like,
don't use those terms.
Dog
oh
was gonna
my.
correct you in his job interview. See, that's why it would have been funny. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, you know what's so crazy? I watched this crazy ass movie, bro. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. It's called Sorry to Bother You by Lakeith Stanfield. Like the dude, he's like on Atlanta. He's on a lot of different shit. He's
Yeah.
an up and coming actor. Dude, Sorry to Bother You is the perfect movie to watch right now because it talks about this shit that's going on without being like very like it's not Ava DuVernay type shit. It's
Okay.
sarcasm. It's like it's that dark humor.
Mhm.
It's really weird, bro. Like, and I don't know. I just wanted to watch something different like a couple days ago, and I
I'm
just
gonna
started
check that
watching a
one
bunch of
out.
shows that I would normally watch. And Sorry to Bother You, man. It's a really good movie, and like the code switching that we're talking about,
Mhm.
um, it's on full display in this movie, bro. It's on full display in this movie, and it's like really gonna like. I highly, highly recommend that. And I can't remember because I don't know if this is on. I'll have to text you guys. I don't know if it's on Hulu or just Netflix. I have to double check and I'll text you guys. But but if you just Google "Sorry to Bother You," I'm sure you can access it multiple ways. But like, and Lakeith Stanfield to play. Oh fuck, Danny Glover's in the fucking movie, bro. Like, you got
Oh,
like
for real?
he's like he's not a main character, but like Danny Glover's in the rule in the movie. He's got like a little pivotal part where he puts Lakeith's character on game or whatever. It's
Mhm.
just a good movie, and it's like it's the perfect way to talk about and express what Black people face in this world
Mhm.
without having it so blatantly where you got to relive our trauma, you
Right.
know. So here's something I wanted to throw out there, right? And no disrespect to anybody else.
Thought Dima had a cape on for a minute.
Right.
He did just float back in the scene. So like here's one of the things though, right? And I don't know. Maybe this would be controversial. I don't know. Maybe it won't. So we have all these things that are going on. We talk about systemic oppression. We talk about that, right? We talk about white people got to step up and do this. White people got to step up and do that, right?
Mhm.
And so just like we say LeBron can do more than dribble, right?
Mhm.
We and I'm not even gonna pull brown people in this because I can't speak for brown people because I'm not of that descent, but I
Mhm.
can speak for Black people, right?
Okay.
So while we are fighting systemic oppression and all this other shit, right? We could also handle some of our other shit too.
Facts, nigga. That's
Like
what I've
what?
been trying to tell
So
motherfuckers.
so so
Like
so
what?
like so for example, right? I know we know we're being systemically oppressed, right? Um, you know, but at the same time, there's still some things that are plaguing our community that may have been maybe the genesis and the origin of that issue is through the man.
Mhm.
But if we're still doing it, that is our issue now. So, for example, like if I go anywhere, let's just say anywhere in the hood where motherfuckers don't know me, even though it's 2020, motherfuckers is mad woke. As they used to say back in the day, I can still get my issue. Like I can still be in trouble if I'm a black man in a black neighborhood. And these are conversations that, like, while we're saying white people gotta fix their shit, we have to begin to fix our shit too.
You know what you
And
sound like right now, though?
talk to me.
You
Talk
sound
to me.
like the motherfucker that be like, but what about black on black crime?
See, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, well, what about it? I'm saying, what are we gonna do about it?
Mhm.
Because I'm part of that we. I'm part of that we.
Cause you know what? You know what, Trip? You right, but that shit do exist. Now,
It do.
the problem is when
problem is
that person says
so
it. You know, it's when they say it is the
Yes.
issue.
that's what I'm saying. So,
But accountability
right
accountability has to be universal though.
Facts.
I know, but right now,
You saying that's
you're
not
saying
the
it
issue.
right. You're saying it right now.
Yeah.
But that's like us talking about we should have more than two-party voting system in the middle of an election.
Right.
So this is okay.
So if we go to address that now, the people that have the power to control the narrative is going to spend everything away from what is
Current
supposed
issue.
to be the issue right now to black on black crime need to be fixed.
So
And
this,
the thing is,
okay.
so the thing is, like people have made the term multitasking like popular, and you got some people who really believe that it's a true thing that can actually happen,
But
it's
faulty, yeah.
It's false.
Yep.
So you can't multitask. So we can't fix two issues at the same time, because you're going to either pay more attention to one and not attention to the other one, or you're going to pay more attention to the other one and not enough attention to the other one. Because
Right.
and all I would have to do is, if I was in power, if you're going to try to say, okay, we should fix systemic racism and we fix crime, the way people move, they're going to go with the path of least resistance. So if I make it harder to fix systemic racism, you eventually are going to lose focus on that and go with, hey, black on black crime, we killing each other, my brother, and we need to stop. And we've been saying that shit for years.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my retort, right? And because I for a long time believed that. So I don't think it's about not being able to handle both. I think it's about how we approach both. So in my opinion, it's nothing but. This is not based in logic. It's not based in fact. It's not based in, well, maybe a little bit of theory. My thought is, we don't do it on this is what's wrong with us. We don't do it from that standpoint. We do it from a stance of love. And when I say that, what I mean is, I don't need to bring a focus and attention to black on black crime. What I bring focus is, brother, we in for a big fight. And right now, I need you. And like, and we are better together. So not black people get your shit together. Like, no, let us love one another all the time.
You gonna walk on the hood, hug him up?
No, I'm not saying that either. But the thing is like, so life is about comfort, right? Like so, like it's people that make it to certain levels because they push themselves beyond their comfort zone, and there's no denying all of the systemic oppression and all those things. However, we as people with power underestimate our power to value ourselves and value one another. I can't go I can't go somewhere into a place where motherfuckers are trying to figure out how they gonna eat tonight and talk to them about peace when they're fucking trying to eat. Like, I understand that. But one of the things that I can do is, if I happen to be in your presence, no matter who you are, no matter where I am, I'm going to show you that I value you. I'm going to show you that you're important. And especially if it's something that's related to my job, I'm going to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can to be of assistance. And then, like, I just think it's just different.
Well,
It's just a different purview of how we look at ourselves and how we look at each other. I'm not trying to do a big kumbaya.
Well, the thing would be is, so what you, and you said it, but the thing is that black on black crime, or whatever you want to call it, is not the problem.
Well, so let's move away from black on black crime. I'm not even talking about black on black crime. I'm talking about love of self, period.
So that's not the problem. That's a symptom.
Understood.
From a bigger problem.
That's my point. My point.
So the other thing is, so then outside of your job or outside of somebody's job, what are you going to do? Because if you go in and you're doing something through your job, no matter how genuine you are with what you're doing through your job, the motherfucker on the receiving end is still going to be like, motherfucker, that's your job. You getting paid to do that.
I don't agree with that.
As something, it is. It's not going to be received as something really genuine. Even when I was coaching Little League, for some motherfuckers thought we were getting paid, and then and that would be the first thing they say. When you get paid, hold on, pump your brakes, big fella. Don't nobody pay me to be out here with your kid 6 days a week, 2 to 3 hours a day. This is solely out the kindness of my heart.
This is love.
Because I care about these kids.
This is love.
Now people can receive that on a level of, this dude is genuine, or this person is genuine. So, and that's just everything, period. Even like, so you got cops that are on the foot patrol now. And that's been like that before, and it's not new. But those, just because they walk through the hood, those cops are not received as genuinely caring about the people in the hood. The ones that people feel like are genuinely caring about the people in the hood is the ones that are not only walking through the hood, but they stop and play cans with the kids. They might, give a kid a couple dollars to, go to the store or something, or, they genuinely knock on your door, or the old lady, and make sure she okay. Like, the motherfuckers who go above and beyond is the shit that's seen as genuine. And then that's when people start to, at some point, respect and value, who you are in the role that you play. But I mean, that's easier said than done. And how much time do you legitimately have to dedicate to that? And I'm not saying that I don't have time or nobody has time, but how much time are you willing to give to that? Because you're talking about fixing or changing a mindset that's been in place for years. And that shit not going to happen overnight.
Hold on, you forgot something. Not only has it been in place for years, but justifiably so. I mean, you got to understand, fam, that in the other community, just putting on that uniform makes you a hero. But in my community, that uniform make you the villain.
Yo, I didn't start looking at
some work.
I didn't start looking at cops as anything other than the enemy until people I knew started becoming cops.
Basically. So,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
so now you gotta have a guy on the job who cares enough about the community to overcome that shit.
Yep. And that's yes.
You dig what I'm saying?
So this is
and a lot of them don't.
So this is where I'm going, Trip, because a lot of time, so a lot of what you said, you're actually proving my point as opposed to opposing me. Like you said, you do have to overcome a lot of shit. You do have to do all those things before anybody looks at you as genuine, right?
Yep.
And I know you said people don't have time, but guess what? Guess what? At the end of the day, that same argument can be made for the oppressor. It's been this way all of this time.
Yep.
Why would we change it now? So my point is, we got to keep that same energy universally, because it's a lot of shit that's in place that ain't right, and it's been that way for a long time.
Been that way.
So the reality is, yes, the mindset has to change, but we have to do our part, and we have to find comfort in, you know what? It won't be absolved within our lifetime. That's okay. But the one thing is, like, for me, what brings me pride is, you know, like, I'm all about fighting this fight. But at one point in time in my life, I thought if I fought this fight, I couldn't enjoy the luxuries that life has to offer, right? And because if you're enjoying the luxuries that life has to offer, but you call yourself fighting the good fight, then that's fake or whatever. Like, it's like, I guess we're in this thing that there's no, life is way more black and white. I mean, life is way more gray than it is black and white. And so it's like, to your point, Trip, yes, it's going to take a lot of work. But the thing is, if I do my part, you do your part, Dima and JG do their part, our circle of influence, we just us four, we can begin to change 10 people, 20 people,
that's
30
how it
people.
works.
And that's what I mean when it comes to doing it from an angle of love and appreciation, as opposed to black people got to get their shit together.
Dog, you know what, man?
I ain't doing no more.
I heard that. I ain't mad at you. But speak kind of to your point, man. I was telling you, Cassie, I was like, yeah, he over what, 80. I was like, man, I'm not finna speak bad about the marchers. I'm not finna speak bad about the Twitter warriors or the cats that were quote unquote rioting. That's how they do their thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's part of this too. They calling attention to the problem. But my thing is, when every cop involved with George Floyd is in prison, when every person involved with Arbery's murder is in prison, the Breonna Taylor one gonna be a little tougher, but when those people are brought to justice, that's when the work start, motherfucker.
Bro,
that's when the work start. They think,
oh my God,
they
man.
think that's when the work is done.
Nah.
That's not when the work is done. Because now when all the motherfuckers are sitting in jail, and you just go back to the shit you was doing before, then you part of the fucking problem. That's when we need to step up. You know what I'm saying? That's how you, if you want to fix it.
And let's not act like there's an all-out war there's not an all-out war going on right now.
Right.
I mean, the reality is there's an all-out war going on right now. Oppressors are fighting for their right to continue to oppress, bro.
Pretty much.
And it's happening on all levels. Like, a lot of companies, we'll just give them Juneteenth. Shut the fuck up. Bring your ass back to work on Monday.
Like, motherfuckers want to be made to feel better.
Bro, and one of the things that I can say, like, I participated in the work event, and this was different. And the one thing I will say is, from the very, very top, it was like, if you are not anti-racist, this literally is not the company for you. And like, I happen to be around enough people that have influence in my organization to know this was not some feel-good tweet. This was not some whatever. So like, there is a lot of change happening in a lot of different places, bro. That it is. I'm not saying it's enough.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong, but the thing is, where there was no movement,
Mhm.
a lot of places we're getting movement now, bro.
Partially, the older generations are finally dying off and passing on the baton to people who are different.
There's a lot of that too.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, and guess what? When
That's a
Oprah
great
said
point,
that,
Dima.
when Oprah said that shit, some people just need to die. She wasn't just talking about white people.
So what did Oprah say? I don't know what
She
you're talking
said
about.
that. She said racism is going to always exist in America. It's just going to have to wait for some people to die.
Damn.
But everybody thought she was talking about racists dying.
Mhm.
That ain't the case. There's some of us in the way too.
Yeah,
They
it
need to
is.
just get the fuck on out the way. And
It
that's
is,
what I'm
bro.
saying.
And you know, and I just think, you know, like so in addition to, so like another thing, I had this like, I have a therapist. I see my therapist regularly because
That's because you crazy, fam.
dude, you have
We should
no
rib
fucking
you for that.
yo, you have no fucking idea.
We should rib
Like,
you for that. And we supposed to
Trip-
rib him for that trip. In the black
Trip
community, we
knows.
don't do
Nah, man.
therapy, dog.
Listen. The funny thing
You
is,
know where we live at. That shit ain't safe.
Every therapist has a good therapist.
You gonna come by after he off his meds and shit.
hold up. So the thing
Man.
is, hold up. So I'm finding. So I was today years old when I realized that's why Trip is really still my friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Dog, he making
He's
sure
like-
you taking them pills, my
He's
nigga.
like, that is dangerous. I gotta be
Yeah.
his
That
friend.
nigga
What are you?
come-
Hey, he's
that
telling
nigga come
everybody like,
kill-
look, I'm not
nigga come
invited.
kill
I'm not
us.
invited to speak to this. Speak is not invited to this event.
That nigga kill us. He just gonna get some time in the mental health hospital.
That's funny.
Then he gonna get to go home and shit.
Oh,
Hey,
so that's
I do- I ha- I
that's
have the-
actually not a
I have
bad idea.
I got the perfect alibi, my nigga. My
Oh,
podcast is called
yeah.
Melodrama.
Oh.
I mean, I may or may not have this shit figured out. I'm just saying.
Hey man, mental health facility gotta be nicer than prison, my nigga.
I'm like, can I
That's
continue
a-
to do my
Man.
podcast from here?
I might have to do that shit. I need a therapist then.
But like, so
I'll be like, bitch, don't ask me no questions. You are just an alibi and shit. I don't want to talk to you for real.
You
Just
said-
sign me in for an
he
hour.
said, I'm gonna play Angry Birds for this
You know
hour.
what I'm saying?
Fucked up part about that. The fucked up part about that is if you go and it's a good one, you gonna go in like that, but you gonna come out figuring out like, fuck, I got all this shit wrong with me.
Man,
So
I said that.
here's
You gonna be
so,
like, don't say. You gonna be like, don't say shit to me. She was like, so you're upset, huh?
dude. Yo, so here's the beauty of mental health, dude. And like, I've been preaching this shit for years. The beauty of mental health, like I'll never forget. So I was pursuing my clinical mental health degree in Georgia, and we had to be in this group therapy class. And like, it's a class, you get a credit, but it's real group therapy. It's
Like
real.
in the circle, in the chairs,
Yes.
talking and shit.
All of that shit, my nigga. Everything. All of it, right? So what happens is, just like we're in this melodrama circle, right?
Mhm.
Dima would be more like our facilitator because Dima keeps us on track. He keeps us where we need to be,
Okay.
right? And at that point in time, because I was seriously pushing to become a therapist, which I found that my calling is a little bit different now. But in that point in time, I remember a session specifically where I was like, yo, I thought that I had to fix all of my shit before I could be a successful therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that moment, you realize, like, no, you don't. Fixing your shit is it's evolutionary. You're always working on fixing your
It's
shit.
ongoing, huh?
Yeah. Whatever our shit is individually, we're always working on fixing our shit. And that's
Mhm.
why I think Trip is a superhero, for him to be like so even keel all the time. I
Mhm.
swear to God, I be thinking he's not human, bro. Because he's been this way since we were fucking 14 years old. I'm like,
He smoked weed, fam.
that's the
don't.
thing. He doesn't smoke weed. I'm like, okay.
That's a lie, fam.
And if Trip was on some smooth indica, I'm like, okay, that's the indica.
Right.
That's Trip, nigga.
Man, he
Like, that's-
lying. He got edibles, fam.
Yo, yo, like that, like
I'm
yo.
scared of edibles.
He got edibles, fam. That's why
I'm
you
scared
don't
of
never
edibles.
smell the skunk, man. He got edibles.
I'm scared of edibles.
Listen, you
I've
heard the
heard
commercial.
things about
You've
edibles,
heard the
fam.
commercial, the incredible edible. What?
Dog, no, I've heard shit like that. You take that
Look,
motherfucker, it hits you when it want to.
Hey,
So
You
wait,
might be in the middle
we
of
did a
doing some
photo
other
shoot.
shit. Yeah.
We did a photo shoot last summer, right? One of my models took an edible before the photo shoot.
oh shit.
She did a whole photo shoot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another model turn. So the other model was shooting, but you know, you can still hear the clicks of the camera. So I look over my shoulder, and the chick that ate the edible was still posing. And we was like, what the fuck is you doing? She's like, it's a photo shoot. Ain't I'm shooting?
Oh my god.
So then like 3 hours later, right?
Oh my god.
get it.
Yes.
3 hours later, I get an inbox on Facebook, and she'd be like, what happened? I thought we were supposed to shoot today. And I was like,
That should be.
we did shoot. And she was like, well, how did I do? I was like, you'll see. You'll see in the morning. So I put up the picture like she did, like, we was posing one time. She's like, I got an idea. And you know it's plus size models, right? She did like
this is
she did
so
like
good. This is so
she
good.
did like a full-on split, like cheerleader split. In the middle, we was on the bridge. Like, yeah. So she did like a full-on split, and like that was her pose for like one of her pictures. So I sent her that, and she was like, when I do this? I was like, yesterday, when you was high off your edible. She's like, I don't remember doing this at all. So I don't ever think I would eat an edible after seeing somebody else miss a whole day.
Oh my god.
I've never heard of
She
edible
pulled
that you
3
missed the whole
hamstrings,
day.
my nigga, doing
Yo,
that shit.
Listen, bro.
Something else in there.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you
He had a
guys.
heroin edible, fam. I never heard of them. You know what I'm saying?
Zombie. Yeah.
Dude
That
said
was
she
meth
had.
weed. She
Dude
had
said
meth
she-
weed, fam.
I don't know.
He said she had a methable.
You know what I'm saying, fam? I'm not.
Look,
Crystal.
I don't know. I don't want to try it because I don't smoke weed
Mm.
Oh, it'd be
and
too
I
strong,
don't eat.
sure.
You know, huh?
It'd be definitely too strong for you.
Yeah, you
Right.
got a lot of people don't know, man. You take the edible, you can cut it up.
And that's what I've heard.
Folks
Like,
do like a third
I got
of it.
friends. I got
Mhm.
friends that like smoke weed. Like they like avid weed smokers. They get their weed from. They was getting their weed from Cali before Cali was legally able
Right.
to sell weed.
Right.
You know, like they're like avid weed smokers, and they got the weed, and they got the hemp oil, and you know, like they got all the shit. So like they told me, he was like, nigga, I got this edible that you just got to eat like the gummy bear leg, and like you
Yeah.
high as fuck.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't need that shit because my dumb ass gonna eat the whole gummy bear because I'm fat.
And be high for 3 days.
My
3 days later, that motherfucker.
I'm gonna go outside and let the dog out. Trip gonna be there like, bro, I've been here like all night.
Damn. That motherfucker be like, dude, have you ever heard sunlight? It's louder than the moon. It's like, dog, what the fuck is wrong with
Me
you,
and Trouble
man?
be camped out in your driveway.
Man.
Yo,
Me and
I
Trouble be
watched.
camped out in your driveway. We're like, nigga, we was waiting on you.
Right,
We're
dude.
going for a walk.
Man, dude, that shit, dude, that's hilarious,
Hey,
bro.
Dog said that.
Question for you guys. I
Mhm.
just remembered when we had Coach sit in on a session, and at the end of this session, he had made a suggestion, and he recommended to eliminate the use of the N-word. Right.
Mhm.
Question for you guys: why do you revert to that word, and how do you feel about that?
So first, I have a very quick, fast answer, so I'll go first. Coach is he's legendary, right? For what he does and what he has done.
Okay.
But the one thing that Coach didn't do is, like I just mentioned earlier, grow up in hip hop culture.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a period of time in my hip hop career where I was like, I'm not going to use this word. It was very short lived, but
It was right after PE came out.
But no, but when I heard Tupac, bro, when I heard Tupac say never ignorant, getting girls accomplished, I'm like, you know what? So when I say, what's up, my nigga, to Trip, Trip is never ignorant, always getting goals accomplished. That's my nigga.
Okay.
So for
That's what you
me,
want to roll with?
that's what
cool.
I've been. That's what I've been rolling with. Like that's what I've been rolling with. And
No,
it's
that's
like
you actually the first person I heard admit that. Most of my niggas just thought that shit was corny.
no,
when it came
man,
out.
that's real, bro.
But
Because
that's actually dope.
if I
Okay.
call you my nigga, like I fucking love you, bro.
Right.
Like if I call you my nigga for real, I love you. Like that is like and that's something like people think like how can you turn something so oppressive into a term of endearment?
Mhm.
Like I just saw like this viral video of this black lady beating this white lady's ass because she called her nigger. But in the process of this black lady beating this white lady's ass, she's like, "What you say, nigga?" It's like,
kind of hypocritical.
hey, it's
A
really
little
it's
confusing.
one of those things. It's like dressing, right?
Yep.
You don't need to know what's in it. You just need to know it's good.
I guess.
It's
And
just
so, like, demons, it's like
'Cause, I mean, nobody knows that speak that that's what you mean when you say it.
Right. That's kind of what I was getting at.
but my
Gene.
thing is, if you
Well,
know, you
these
know.
are-
If you
these are
don't, it ain't
like-
for you to know.
Right.
it's like this though. Like, so you ever heard like you ever heard your wife talking to one of her friends, and like they openly call each other bitch?
Dude. Yeah,
So,
I was
like,
so
it's
I
like-
was so slow on the
it's
like-
train
not
to
really.
understanding that.
Okay, sorry.
People was like, "Well, no,
That's a sister
Okay.
thing, Trip. That's
Okay.
a sister thing.
So
no,
It's-
no,
what
dude,
it is
bro.
is that
My wife be on the
it's-
phone with her friends, like, bitch. I walk in the room like,
right,
"Are you talking to me?" Like, no, I'm on the phone. I'm like, oh, okay.
it has become over the years, and this
Speak was like, bitch, I ain't no bitch. And like,
I'm not saying that this makes it right or acceptable, but over the years, what it was like, it was nigger was never is not. We don't say nigger,
Right.
and nigger is the one that's really really frowned upon. But nigga or my nigga has become a term of endearment,
Yeah.
and it's really something that is done out of choice and being comfortable. So the fact that we can say it on the podcast with you shows that we have a level of comfort around you.
Mm-hmm.
But in another setting, we can totally control the fact that we will never use that word. It's really weird. It's really weird. And
Yeah.
but
You know
it's
what?
just
You know-
like
So it's not just a natural part of your like
But
vocabulary
right.
context.
Well, the thing is, it's a
It kind
trusted.
of is.
It
But you-
is, but it's in a
right.
trusted space. So, like for example, I love all of y'all, right? But if I call JG a nigger or Trip a nigger, I still might get busted my shit.
It's a little different.
yeah.
Like,
You're not gonna use the ER.
and I'm black, and that's what a lot
Yeah.
of people don't understand. A lot of
That
black.
ER is
A
different.
lot of people don't. These are brothers. Like I love all of y'all. Like I consider you guys my brothers. But if I call Trip or JG nigger,
That's
I
a
need to
problem.
understand that I still might get fucked
That's a
up,
problem.
and that's my nigga.
But you know what? You know what though, Dima?
The word that's derived from that, is now a term of endearment. It kind of confuses me.
Because I put
Yeah, that's a great
because
point.
I took it, I put my spin on it, and I made it mine. It's similar to the where I come from is more of a military perspective, man. When you're in the
Okay.
military, you call each other your rank.
Okay.
You rarely mention names,
Mm.
right? So it's like, man, we was all privates.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or corporals or whatever. That's just how it
Okay.
was.
Okay.
And with where I come from, it was not necessarily a term of endearment, but it was more of an acknowledgement that we are brothers in the same struggle.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay. I feel you.
So you my nigga because you've been a nigger, just like I have.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
It's kind of like
it's
it's like if I call you that, it's like I know you're. So what black people do, and we have been doing since honestly since we were brought over here against our will, we've been communicating with each other in the faces of other people. Like I might not
basically.
I might not be bilingual
Mm-hmm.
in a textbook sense.
Right.
However, even in a workplace setting, I can talk to other black people
Mm-hmm.
and no, if you ain't black, you have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Kinda.
So
It's
what
kind of
has
what it is.
happened with some
And,
stuff,
and
just
that
like, go ahead, Trip.
that's derived, and Dima, that's derived from slave culture. So
Mhm.
like the slave masters thought that the slaves were just singing to make their work day, but in those slave hymns, there was messages in there that were only decoded by the slave.
Yes,
So
yes,
like they thought like Wade in the Water was just a whole little religious
Mhm.
song about, God's gonna trouble the water, but it was really a message.
yeah,
We're gonna slide the river tonight.
yeah.
Right.
So like they would give like messages through
This
like the
is
little
this
songs that
is
they
what
would
we
sing.
doing.
So
Yes, yes, yes.
so it's just I don't it's like it's like it's a part of Ebonics, and like we were talking code switching earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and we really do code switch, and we like I said, it's like second nature to go to work and even not even remotely feel the urge to use the N word,
Mhm.
Yeah,
um, and even go to work and refer to it as the N word. But then like as soon as you get outside, you get in your car, and one of your guys answer like, "What up, my nigga?"
yeah.
But
Dude, I be talking to my sister when I be on my way to work. Like this is before COVID, right? And we talking, and then she goes, "Oh, you at work now, right?" I
Mhm.
swear to God, me and my sister have an ongoing
Duh.
joke. We have an ongoing joke because, like, if you know me and you know my sister, like almost every day, maybe sometimes on the weekend, actually she called me at the beginning of the podcast. I'm like, nigga, I'm recording, like
Mhm.
literally, but like literally, I walk into work and she goes, "Oh, you at work? I done seen now you pronouncing all your words properly." I'm like, it's really
Every letter in the
every
word like this.
yo, and the thing too, though, I even say the thing is like, so even like the word code switching,
Mhm.
that's not our word.
Hmm.
Code switching, like literally, that's in mental health books and shit.
Hmm.
That's how scholars look at what we do.
Right.
But the term
That's not what we do.
ebonics came from a black person,
Mhm.
and that's like that's what we really do. Like if I'm speaking ebonically, my brother, like that shit means something. It sounds weird. Remember we used to watch A Living Color, and they used to have all like these skits, right?
Mhm.
Where they're like, well, the democracy due to the Constitution
So
is prostitutical. Like it's like it was just like it was really like
Yeah,
an
it was all made up.
it was an over exaggeration of code switching.
Right. But Dima, another word. Another point I like to make. So when I'm in the hood that I come from, with my
Hold up.
niggas there,
You
and
said
we
you said
having our
that
conversation.
first. You said that very proper. He's like, when I'm in the
Right,
hood.
because I'm talking to Dima. I had to make sure he understood. No, I'm joking. I was code switching, my nigga.
God.
Give me, you know what I'm saying?
I'm like,
But nah.
I'm like, JG,
So
you
then,
gotta rev that car up some more, bro.
when you in the hood, you got cats that talk to you and that will actually, come at you like, what's going on, my nigga, what's good, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then there's another one that means I know your struggle, but in a different way. That's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So now when the dude is talking to you and he say my brother,
Mm-hmm.
he means you no harm, but he on some different shit. You get what I'm saying? That's a different dude.
Yeah.
The dude that say my nigga and the dude that say my brother, them is two different.
it's like
We own two different things. You
Yeah.
know
it's
what I'm
like
saying? So
it's really
and you gotta
it's really
be you.
hard. It's really hard for us to explain to you in one setting. Like we actually would have to take you to like the hood, because even the way somebody says my nigga to you
Mhm.
can convey a whole different message.
Facts.
Yeah, because even like if me and Trip were arguing and we're fighting, like we're like literally on the verge of like this is my brother, but I'm gonna have to whoop his ass.
Mm-hmm.
How he says that word, I can
Yep.
tell when he means something different.
Yeah.
Like literally, like I can tell. I'm like, oh, Trip literally he wants to cause bodily harm to me based on how he's saying that now.
Right.
Like now it's not so much I love you, hey, how have you been doing? And like I said earlier when we were talking about Ebonics, and I brought this gentleman up earlier, there's a a clinician by the name of Robert Lee Williams II. That's the psychologist who he actually the founding member of the Association of Black Psychologists, and he is a guy who created the psychological test called bitch. Basically because it was a way to stick it to European psychologists who kept calling black people inferior. So he literally did something that's clinically based and he called it bitch. So like fuck y'all. He's the founder. He coined the term Ebonics. Term. So like the thing is, even when it comes to certain shit about how we talk, the only code switching has been universally accepted, but that's a white person. We have black psychologists that are like, no, it's Ebonics.
Right.
So even in that, just fighting for our own shit, bro. Like it's always a constant battle. It's always a constant fight because the game is rigged. You know what I'm saying? The game is rigged. So what we got to do is like and that's why I appreciate the question. And that's why you're getting these different elaborate answers, is because you just talked to three black dudes and you just got three different opinions, but they there's some similarities to all of them.
Here's another one, Dima. So if we go to the hood right now, or not even if we go to the hood, but if any one of us interact with a younger black dude and they respect us, they're not gonna call us nigga.
Yeah.
They're not gonna call us my nigga.
When a younger generation watches
a younger dude will refer to us as either old school or OG.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's out of respect.
That's because of what I was saying, Dima. That means we're on the same level. We got the same
it's a
rank
thing. It's a
we
rank
came
thing.
from the same struggle.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I know, dog. It's different, man. When you've been in that position, where you were with the ER and you've been through some things, some oppressive things, and fought through some things and persevered and whatever, is why I make the distinction between Armed Forces Day and Veterans Day. Armed Forces Day is any motherfucker that joined the Army. Veterans Day is a motherfucker that was in the war. They different. You get what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie though.
But most people trying to lump them all into one day. Now, Memorial Day is for the motherfuckers that died in war. That's different than just your son that just enlisted yesterday.
Yo,
praising him on Memorial Day is a fucking violation.
And that's me. That's me on Memorial Day.
And like, a lot of people do that.
Hey, that's me telling a 17-year-old thank you for your service on Memorial Day.
Right. And I'm like, that motherfucker's still alive. Like if he can hear you, he don't need to be hearing shit on Memorial Day.
You don't need to be hearing Happy Memorial Day.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of, and we're not trying to justify any kind of hypocrisy. Just telling you how things are. But I will have
definitely hypocrisy.
But I'll say this. And I'm gonna say pause and I'm gonna say pause in the beginning.
This whole country is built on fucking hypocrisy.
For sure it is. But pause in the beginning.
Okay.
Every dude on this screen and watch porn.
Yeah.
We all heterosexual men, right?
Yeah.
You look at the dude.
Do I look at the dude?
You looking at the dude?
No.
Okay. You are in your mind. The dude is you.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why y'all. Hey, when you at the rap show, hold on. When you at the hip hop show, when you at the hip hop show, and you doing the sing along, and the rapper say nigga, you got to go to this porn analogy. You can't. That's why you can't say that word. That's not you. He not talking to you at that time. That's me talking to Speak. That's me talking to Trip. Vice versa. You just got to skip over that word, man. It's kind of like how you can remove yourself, remove that dude from that porn.
And
you
that's
got
the
to
cool
remove
thing.
that word from that hip hop.
And that's
when
the
you
cool,
consume it.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing too. And for those of you that are listening, and if you don't know, like, I mean, Deem and I, like, our relationship goes back years. Like, at this point, it's over a decade now, and it's like, and we know each other from hip hop. So it's like, you know, the cool thing about these conversations is like, never once in my mind ever did I thought Dima was somebody who, like, I couldn't trust, I couldn't build with, I couldn't grow with. And it's like, so you have to kind of outline and recognize where your allies are. And you know what I'm saying? And like, and I think that just needs clarity for the listener that maybe don't understand the history of, like, kind of how Dima, like, how we go way back. I don't know about y'all. On my screen, JG is froze.
Yep. I must have
chair. Look like he praying.
Hey, and like, and listen, in typical melodrama fashion, anytime any of us freeze, right? Yo, check it out. Anytime any of us freeze, right, you can get it. I have froze. Listen, if you guys are ever over here, we chilling, having a drink, I gotta bring y'all downstairs to the man cave so you can see all the different places that I have moved around to make sure the internet connection is good. Yo, JG, of all times, you froze in the most light-skinned way, nigga. Like, it was You was like,
to replay this.
You was like, do they got my waves?
Yo,
holy shit! Oh my god!
Hey, and I'm over here on my screen. I'm still good. I'm ribbing the shit out of all of y'all. These motherfuckers ain't paid no Wi-Fi bill. All that shit.
Nah, man,
I'm the one froze up.
Hey,
like this.
last time. See, look at that. Hey, look at Trip. That's straight Shamar Moore, nigga. That is straight Shamar Moore, nigga.
Oh shit.
Hey, you was 2 degrees away from El DeBarge, bro.
Oh man.
Yo,
he used to be the next Tyler Perry movie.
You
so
were,
that was
bro.
My shit then.
That was you. You was 2 degrees away from El DeBarge, bro.
That's hilarious,
like,
bro.
If you would have came back with sequins on, nigga.
God damn. No.
Oh, dude, you know the
That's
funny
hilarious.
thing is, about 10 minutes ago, there was a very serious point that I was making, but who cares?
I don't even remember what you were saying now, dude. But yeah, Dean right though. I can see the confusion. Go ahead, though.
To loop back around to the original question, so there would be no benefit in having any type of movement to try to say, hey, this word shouldn't be used.
You know what they did? Remember, the NAACP did about 15 years ago. They had a little fake funeral where they buried the word, and it was celebrated all over social media and whatever. Right? The NAACP. Huh?
No, for years.
All derivative forms of it. Okay. They buried all of it.
Even Snoop, I think Snoop had stopped using it for a while. I don't know if he's back to using it. But that's why
he never really stopped, fam.
Snoop had started saying nephew.
Yeah.
Instead of nigga.
He still say that though.
Yeah.
He still say nephew. But
yeah.
It's more of where it came from. And to be honest with you, I've always been of the mind of if Trip don't allow the word to be spoken in his house, then when I'm at Trip's house, I don't say it.
I can't say it. Yep. So, and that's the thing,
you know what
too.
I mean? Because because you got to remember this too, Dima. It's as the speaker, I don't get to decide what's offensive. The listener decides what's offensive.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So if all of a sudden it would take like a rapper saying I'm not going to say the word anymore won't do shit.
It won't.
The music consumer saying I'm not buying any music with that word in it will make every rapper stop using.
That changes everything. I mean,
you dig what I'm saying? So
and another good point too is like to kind of echo what you're saying, JG. If the children are around, it's also different.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a little different.
my fatherhood
Yeah.
has evolved over the years. I used to be this buttoned up dad. My kids only listen to Radio Disney,
Mm-hmm.
but like my oldest is 19, bro. Uh, my son and daughter that are my youngest, they're both 16.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like our babies are older. So I kid you not. Now when I talk to my kids, I cuss them the fuck out.
Mm.
Like
Dude.
it's just, and the thing is,
Oh, yeah,
for
my
my
8-year-old
kids,
hears me cuss.
dude, the funny thing is, my kids think this shit is hilarious because they're
Facts.
like, Dad, you have been so buttoned up for so long. The fact that you're cussing me out is hilarious. This
That's
is
how mine
beautiful.
are.
Dude, my kids look at me like, what is wrong with you, Dad? Like, it's hilarious, bro. And like I talked, especially like my oldest, like I call her OG because like she's my she was my gateway to fatherhood.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So I call my youngest, my oldest daughter, I call her OG. And like if she says something, I'm like, nigga, what? The first time I did that, she was like, Dad. I was like, yo, don't act like you don't say that word.
Yep. When
So,
I ain't around, I know
like,
I was your age.
Yeah, and I'm like, and you supposed to be
I
grown.
think-
You supposed to be grown now, right?
But see,
Okay? So keep that
I
same
think what
energy.
it is that I think what it is that in the beginning,
Yeah.
we're just out to protect them from any and everything
Yeah,
Mhm.
man.
that could mold them in the wrong way.
Yeah.
But at this point, like they're in school, we know. Like I've talked to Speak about it. I've talked to other people about it. Like we know that they cuss, and we know that like that they say those words and stuff like that. Had to check to see if I was froze. Y'all wasn't moving and shit. But at this point, like they're in high school, so we know. So when I do like the phone check, I do like sometimes I do random phone checks on like my daughter, and some people are like, you shouldn't do that. I
That
pay the
sound like
fucking
jail.
bill.
Phone check.
If we sitting there and I want to go through her phone, I just be like, let me see your phone.
That's right. You paying the
just,
bill, right?
Just see what the fuck. See what the fuck going on. Even if
Yeah,
I
man.
wasn't, motherfucker, you
You're
ain't
supposed to
grown.
trust
See that
her.
motherfucker.
You're supposed to trust
I
her
do.
and
Also,
respect her
I
privacy.
trust her, and I trust her to what privacy?
He said,
Exactly.
I trust her to do what the fuck I say. That's what he
Yeah,
said.
pretty much.
I trust her to be a teenager, which means I
Yep.
trust her at some point to do some dumb shit, and
Yep.
it's my job to be there to reel that shit back in. But
Yes,
like
sir.
when I'm looking at her and her friend, like they be texting and they be cussing. I don't get mad because they cussing in a text message.
Yeah.
Now let the teacher call home and tell me she was cussing in class. That's different.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So, like,
man.
shit, I got bigger shit to worry about than the fact that she done learned a couple cuss words. Like
Mhm.
That's real shit. That's
fact.
real shit, bro. That's real
Yeah.
shit, man. Yeah, dude. You know the funny thing is, I never thought, cause like my oldest daughter, she got her first phone because I'm just honestly I was such a gullible dad. I'm gonna just be 1,000 with y'all. I was just such a gullible dad. That's my firstborn. Whatever. My baby deserves the world. So my first daughter got her phone when she was her first phone when she was 9.
Damn.
Okay.
But you know what? It's not being gullible. Times are different.
Yeah,
And
you know.
by the time she was 9, my daughter was 8 or 7.
She's about
I think
7.
they were, a year or 2 years apart.
Yeah.
So at that time, nobody had a landline anymore.
Mhm.
So that's like leaving a kid either in the house or whatever without like a phone or access to a phone. Like that shit was just not safe. So yeah, they got their phones, but that's because like when we was kids, you didn't need a fucking phone because every house had a fucking phone.
Every house had a phone.
And if a house didn't have a phone, it was a pay phone on the corner.
Exactly.
I didn't need a phone because my mom and them didn't give a fuck. Because I was 15, 20 miles away from the house, and they was like, the motherfucker will come home when he want to eat.
Yeah.
So I didn't need a phone for
you know,
that reason.
And you know
So
what? The
shit,
crazy
like,
thing is how we look at
What?
Times are different than too. Like our biggest worry was that we get caught in like a drive-by. It wasn't like
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the other shit that's going on.
I didn't even
like,
have that. I was involved in the drive-bys, but I wasn't worried about it. When I was the shorty, man, it wasn't nothing though.
You need to change your name from that curl oppressor JG just to JG.
But JG, I don't mean like we was really worried about like walking around looking out for the drive-by.
Oh, okay.
We knew like if you heard shots, nigga hit the ground.
Right.
Yep.
When the shots nigga get up and finish what you was doing.
Yeah, man.
Pretty much.
You know, so like so to my point, like, and we're talking about kids and we're talking about phones. I never thought that my kids would willingly add me to their social media accounts, like to add me to their sphere of what they do on social media. Like, I never pushed for that because I thought that that's going to be a losing battle. So when all of my kids are like, Dad, why aren't you following me on Instagram? I'm like, oh, what the fuck? What do you mean? Why aren't you following me on Instagram? Dude, it was so weird.
Yeah.
But like, so to me, I was like, damn. You know, we're talking about all this crazy shit going on in the world, right? And we talk about our kids. You know, our kids want their independence. You know, our kids are growing. They're growing older. We're old. We don't get it. But then, like, there's something beautiful in the fact that, like, as soon as you think that they don't get it or they're out of touch and you've lost your baby or whatever the fuck, then they do something, right? Like something as simple as, Dad, why aren't you following me on Instagram? And then it's like, for us, being the dads that I know we are, that shit means a lot, bro.
Yeah,
it sounds shallow, it sounds small, but we know our children. We know how much we love our children. That little small gesture means a lot. It means a lot. And it's like, you know, I think shit like that, man, that's why we're fighting so hard.
Yeah.
That's why.
But on the flip side, when my daughter told me to stop looking at her TikTok videos, I almost cried. It's like, damn, baby girl, you gonna block daddy for real?
Oh my God.
And she's like, stop calling me baby girl.
Oh, you can't even call her that? Yo, I told my kids. I said
I took $50 out of her car fund for
that. Bro, you can't be a petty dad like that, dog.
Can't hurt me like that, fam.
Dog, you can't be a petty dad like, yo. I think we should have.
It's not petty.
No, I think we need to have. We need to officially. Nope. We need to officially make a petty dad segment on this podcast, bro.
We can do that shit. I got plenty shit for that, bro. Plenty shit for that. For real, plenty shit for that.
It's a lesson in consequences. It's a lesson in cause and effect.
Oh my God! This nigga said I took $50 out of her car fund.
You've been fined.
Like she's not eventually gonna get the car anyway.
But it's physics.
If she keep blocking me, she ain't gonna get
it. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
That's fact.
Oh my God, yo! This is the first, and this will be. And real talk. From now on, and I don't care what we talking about. Just throw it out. This is a petty dad segment. I gotta get this off my chest.
You can do that shit every time.
Every time, bro.
Nah, but to Trip point, we should call it petty dad physics.
Nice.
Petty dad physics.
Petty dad physics.
What was the action and what was the reaction?
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Yo.
Because that shit right there, fam, that hurt. And they got another one. I don't even know what it is, dude. I'm scared to get what the Snapchat or whatever. I'm scared to get on that shit.
I tried
Snapchat,
and no, but the thing is, like, so the thing is, there's still a lot. There are big businesses on Snapchat. So like DJ. So the last time I was using Snapchat is when
ESPN is on Snapchat.
Yeah,
now.
like literally, you can go to ESPN and see highlights on Snapchat. Like literally, yeah, man. You can go to TikTok and see ESPN highlights. Like everybody moves to these platforms. So like when they say it's just for kids, it's not. Because who do you think is influencing the kids?
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's rewind back to like December. And we was like, Dina was like, hey, you guys need a social media presence like, you guys should get a YouTube and you guys should get an IG. And I said, what about TikTok? What does Speak say?
I think he said something like what I'm saying, like that shit for kids.
Hey, but now what is he saying?
Oh, got you. Well, he American, fam. I mean, you know, hypocrisy is American.
No, so what I call this, my brother, I call this the evolution of speakeasy.
See how he just said my brother Demon, and then came with some bullshit? See, that's what I'm saying. It's different. Motherfucker say my brother in the hood, he talking to you like, no, my brother. He finna change you. He think you did something wrong.
Came at you with the ninja.
He finna educate you. You gotta be corrected. You know what I'm saying? But when you say what's good, my nigga, that mean, dog, whatever you done, it's cool.
It's
I did
cool.
that shit
It's
too.
cool. It's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
He's like my brother, and then that
I'm
bullshit.
just saying we could have been ahead of the curve.
Huh?
Yo.
I'm just saying we could have been ahead of the curve.
Oh, I feel you.
Now we gotta play catch up and shit.
Nah,
don't even know how to use
all
that shit.
Bullshit. Fuck.
I don't even know how to use IG. I tried to share some shit on IG, and my daughter was like, "You can't do that." Well, what the fuck?
You can.
Yeah, but the way she was like, "No, you got to tap on it, and then you got to type the name of the person that you want to share it with, add it to your story." I was like, "For real?"
Oh,
good.
Or you can just send it directly to somebody. You can just send it to somebody. Like, if I see something funny or whatever, I can just send it directly to you guys. Like, that's what I do. Like,
do you guys page. Do you follow Just Hilarious on IG?
Nah.
I sent it to Speak, but she got a whole little skit she be doing. I think it's on like episode 4 or 5 now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called, but it's like she plays all the roles. But it's like a dude that got a house and he's supposed to be like a pimp. And he got like 4 or 5 chicks living with him. But like every chick got like a totally opposite personality of the other ones. And it's like some hilarious shit, G. Like
she's got a full. When Tripp sent it to me, bro, and honestly, comedians are so creative. Like a lot of comedians that I fuck with that are my favorites. Like I love their innovation, how they move on social media. Those are my favorite follows. Lil Duval on Instagram is the funniest Like I wasn't a big Lil Duval fan until he was on the Brilliant Idiots podcast, and that's like Charlemagne and Andrew Schultz. And then I started following dude. He says a lot of shit that we be saying. Okay. And he's rich, so people really believe
Not
it
for
when
long
say
though.
It. What you mean?
Baby mama finna take his ass to court, clean him out.
Shit. I don't know. He don't seem like a dumb dude. I think he's good.
We gonna see, my nigga. Child support code.
Listen.
Motherfuckers be coming up short. I ain't seen a smile walk out that motherfucker on the nigga face, boy.
Yo.
Ever. that shit be like motherfuckers coming home from Vegas. They be sad the motherfucker, dog. You know what I'm saying?
The great Western philosopher.
Don't even make that much money, man.
Yo, the great philosopher Jay-Z once said, "Cough up a lung."
Man, I'm trying to tell you, fam. We don't need that shit, dog.
Yo,
is Marcy, son.
Ain't nothing nice.
Straight up, the motherfuckers be.
Fuck around. Y'all remember what Chris Rock said?
Man,
Chris Rock was like, what he said? What's that shit called before you get married? The shit you got to sign.
Prenuptial agreement.
He's like, y'all think prenups is for rich people. He's like, shit, if I make 30 million and you won't have, I still got 15 million. Like, we both good. He's like, but if I make 30,000 and now you won't have, somebody got to die.
Man, I tell you.
Listen.
Dog, that's how that shit be, man. I got a homie that his daughter 29. That motherfucker still mad about child support.
It be like that.
I was like, fam, it's been 11 years. Don't matter, dog. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. That motherfucker still mad about all that money he spent.
I know we're coming to the end of the podcast, right? And but that's another subject for another day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna tease it, right? I'm just
All
gonna
right.
tease it, right? So the best way I can say this is everything that I was saying earlier about internally looking at ourselves and using love as a catalyst, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the narratives that is not being spoken about, that's not being talked about, is there are some people moving real shady, for example, in that regard, but at the same time, like, but are like Black Lives Matter and Black people need to stick together. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like when you talk about that same energy,
After the riots, fam.
that's a deeper, darker
For sure.
criminal link that like
sure.
eventually is like, so like literally having true love of self and love of within and love of community.
Mhm.
It's like there needs to be some reconciliation going on, and this is not the podcast for it. We're at the tail end,
Mm.
but that's another conversation for another day.
Yep.
And I would even love to have a sister on to like really like to talk about it from that angle. Like I think this is a conversation that we might need the point of view from a woman, like just to completely have open, honest dialogue, not just like, I know we all have 4 unique points of view.
Mm.
However, I think maybe having 1 or 2 women on would really allow us to have a real conversation. And I think
But you got to get one. You got to get one that's actually getting child support payments,
okay.
and one who's not. Like,
Wait, you mean she's
like,
not because the nigga deadbeat, or you mean she's not because she didn't want it?
And he's paying her just straight ahead.
I want to get. I want to get one.
Them 2 different people.
Yes, they are.
I want to get one that's getting it, and I don't care if she's getting it from the state or because he's paying her, and one that's not getting it because he's either a deadbeat or he's unable to pay for whatever reason.
Okay.
I think we all know her opinion already. I'm just gonna go out there and just be, just keep it 100. I think we know what the hell she gonna say, but that's a good one. I was just thinking because it's some that's out here like I don't need nothing.
You got some that's not getting it and they not bitter about it.
Right,
like
that's what I'm saying.
They could use the help, but they not bitter about it. Like they making do with what they got to make do.
Mm-hmm.
We can find her, and then we can find somebody.
I know my sister was like that, dog. I remember she showed me one of her checks. It was like $2, literally.
Yeah, man, and that's what I'm saying. Like I was raised.
And she won't let me meet my niece's father. I never met dude, because that's gonna be a terrible situation.
That's a different story, right?
Yeah,
and and I think, so I think it's something worthy of talking.
You gotta have plausible denial.
Man, for sure, fam.
So basically, you gonna have to meet during the recording of this podcast.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Hey,
I got something to say to that motherfucker.
And JG gonna be frozen that same little
just like this.
The whole podcast, and we gonna be like, Your Honor, no, he was. Look, you see him right there. He's right there.
Dima, loop my shit like this.
And then
for like 20 minutes, it just be like this.
Right.
As
backup,
that's my alibi.
Going the alibi, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's my alibi.
Yo, so all right. So closing remarks, man. Let's start, Dima. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being our brother, but also asking questions and always seeking understanding and not judging. I think we do lead by example in this podcast. And I appreciate your honesty and bravery just to ask questions that a lot of people are just afraid to ask.
Facts.
And so I wanted to say that, but I mean, any closing remarks you got for us, Dima?
Man, it's summertime. Are we still social distancing? I hope so.
I saw somebody.
Doesn't look like it, man.
I saw somebody post, bro. Somebody from Milwaukee, and they were driving, and it looked like we was out here, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
And actually, I was on a work call. Friday, like 3, and like motherfuckers are out here, bro.
This shit's still a problem. I don't know.
Ain't it spiking again, Dima?
Yeah.
It is. I've been afraid to look. I'm not even gonna lie.
I haven't really looked, but I know there's been headlines about Florida and Texas really getting
Yeah,
hit.
I heard they shutting shit down again.
Yep, they're shutting shit
Yeah,
down.
but I think for us, the number is going up, but that's expected. But the percentage is staying pretty steady.
Oh.
From what the last time I heard.
Okay.
And I think,
sounded kind of Trumpish, my dude.
No, because what they're paying attention to at this point,
Numbers are going
not,
up because they're testing. Like
no, they're testing.
Yeah,
because they got test sites. They got one at the Custer Stadium. There's
another one
at Council.
Don't call that a stadium.
Huh?
Don't ever call that a stadium.
Well, they're now testing everybody who comes into the hospital for any operation or.
That's true. I did see that. Yeah.
All of that shit, and people are coming up positive.
Wait. Why we can't call Custer a stadium?
JG, I was trying to let that pass. JG, you have no idea what you just did.
That's not a stadium.
You have no idea what you. Hey, you might get called the ER.
Oh wait, that's fam home field.
That's most of our home field. Hey, Trip is a city champion, a football city champion from like we graduated from Custer.
I said I just spoke ill of the Indian burial ground and shit.
You sound a real All Lives Matter right now, bro.
You know what?
We got to square up now. Huh?
Hey,
that's privilege.
That's that suburban privilege shit right there.
That's that. Hey, psychologists call that El DeBargian.
Oh, y'all some bullshit, dog.
That was real light-skinned.
Oh my God,
that's
JG,
hilarious.
Bro, I was trying to save you.
Okay.
Hey,
I didn't piece of game, man.
Trip is always even killed, but did you notice just a slight?
He
gave us like 1.2 seconds of crazy right there. Like 1.2 seconds.
Hold up.
That was like the battlefield, nigga. Like I bled, sweat, and tears on that motherfucking field.
Hey. The thing is, like, if we was in person, like physically, how we used to set up, that would have been a brawl right there.
That's hilarious.
And me and Demo would have just ran out the door and let y'all do what it do.
Hey,
I forgot about that, dog. I forgot
oh my God.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Because I've coached games at like Arrowhead.
Yeah, man.
That hurt.
You got to do better in the city, fam. MPS been fucking the money up for real.
But
man,
you know what? And that's
living in the South, seeing those high school stadiums,
come
and
on,
then coming back up north, I was like, dude, like where my youngest daughter still goes to high school, their football team is really good, but it's like, bro, it's like a fucking real program. It's crazy.
Dude,
it's really weird. It's really weird, bro.
One of the tournaments the boy had in Dallas, the high school we played at, dog, they got motherfucking luxury boxes.
They got suites.
They got luxury boxes at the high school. This motherfucker cost $20 million, man.
Arrowhead got skyboxes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Arrowhead football stadium got skyboxes.
Dog.
Wow.
We played them in the playoffs, and I was the offensive coordinator in Washington, so I had to go in the skybox to call the plays down. And I was like, so yeah, how do we, get up to our skybox? He was like, yeah, so you go around the back and you take the elevator up to the third floor. I was like, huh?
Wow.
At a high school, fam.
I said, did you say elevator? He's like, yeah. He said, so you take the elevator to the third floor now. He's like, now at halftime, you might want to take the stairs because the people in the skyboxes on the first and second floor are going to be coming down to use the bathroom and go buy concessions.
Wow.
But yeah, don't follow the herd.
Don't follow the herd.
Yeah, man, what is that shit, dude? Herd immunity. I'm like, come on, man.
What
herd
now?
Immunity?
What is that? What is that?
You buy that shit.
not doing anything and letting everybody get sick.
Just let everybody get sick. And the
Yeah.
motherfuckers that die, well, they just die. And then the ones that live, you know,
That's what Italy did
hooray, you
at
won.
Well, they
first.
tried. I think Sweden did it then. The old people and ill people still stay home, but they
Yeah.
they don't encourage anybody else to distance.
So
or-
that documentation of that working?
I don't know. Probably not because they're all dead.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They had the most deaths done. Them motherfuckers like,
He said,
I think-
"How long will they mourn me?"
I think
motherfuckers
what they're
hurt the immunity
banking
to
on
death.
is that
Say
I
what?
think what they're banking on when they do that is that certain people or some people will develop an immunity to it.
Produce
Mhm.
antibodies or
people-
whatever.
Yeah, those people will be fine,
Mhm.
and then the other people who don't, they can either die or fight it off. You know, and
Yeah, I don't
There's a lot
know.
of motherfuckers in the herd.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? For you to, and you don't get to pick which one you are, dog. I'm cool.
And that's a crazy thing that a lot of people have touched upon, and we don't need to touch upon. Is like amongst this pandemic is still happening amongst all these protests.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like whoever you
Well-
believe in, like let's hopefully all these people protesting can be covered and can be safe, and also a lot of researchers have come out and said, do not let these politicians fool you. The spike in COVID is not related to protests.
Mm.
It's related to these Republicans opening up their states too soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the protests.
Mhm.
And I think that-
'Cause
I
they
think,
did
you
shut
know,
them motherfuckers back down.
While everybody has been saying it, I think anybody who's listening to us who maybe haven't heard that, I think is at least we should say that is don't fucking blame the protesters.
Mhm.
Blame the Republican governors who busted it wide open.
Mm. They sure did.
So, any
Right,
other parting
because-
words before we head to a conclusion? What do we got? What you guys got?
You know what? I saw a cop post a video. He was talking about the defund the police march,
Mm.
and he was amazed that they requested police protection at the defund the police march.
Mm.
And that shit kind of brought me back to what you were talking about the emotion
Mm-hmm.
and the logic missing and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we got to, when you're emotional, you just kind of go with the first thing that comes to your mind. We got to rename that particular aspect of the movement. Because when you hear defund the police, it sounds like you want to take all the money away from the police department. And there's even another one now that's saying abolish the police.
See, so that's the whole. What
Not-
So we're gonna go with,
I'll just-
vigilante justice.
So I'll just jump into ad. So the thing is, because I've talked to some young people.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people. I personally don't think defund the police is the wrong thing to say, because I feel like if you say something small, nobody listens.
Structure.
But when you say
That's what it is.
But when you say defund the police, it's kind of like the girl showing her titties, and now she got your attention, so now she can say what she really want to show. Like, I mean, to me, it's like a shock jock. You know what I'm saying? It's like
But to your analogy, even with the titty showing, you're on the wrong side with that. See, we ain't the ones showing the titties. So you got to think like that would be the equivalent of a dude grabbing some titties.
So-
Defunding the police is grabbing some titties. Now, what's
Okay.
her reaction going to be to that?
So here's the thing, though. The other thing is, so here's the other thing, though. There are some people. I'm not one of those people,
Mm-hmm.
but I have been fortunate enough to speak to some young people that truly are all about abolishing
Yes.
the police.
Mhm.
So the thing is,
And some people think that defunding police means abolishing.
That's
And
that's
for
my
it,
point.
That's
so
not.
to me, what I would say to people is educate yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because defund the police does not mean abolish the police.
Get rid of them.
Right.
Those are two different things. Like, so yeah,
But the people that you're telling to educate themselves are people who have kind of proven they don't give a fuck enough to educate themselves about this movement. So that's kind of what I'm getting at.
So
when
we don't need to be talking to them people anyway. Them the folks Oprah was talking about.
Fine, true. But
so here's my problem with that defund the police.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that they say they're meaning like take money from the police and put it in mental health or wherever.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I would have to side with that officer. You can't take money away from a service and expect the same level of performance.
Right.
They do that all the time with schools.
That's a problem, though. But you're right. You're right.
They expect schools, but they expect schools to be perfect, and every year money gets taken away.
Yep.
But that's why the shit don't work.
That's why it don't work.
So clearly the shit don't work. You just proved my point. So let me talk, my nigga. There has got to be fun.
Man, we ain't helped Dima with that question at all, man.
We left Dima more confused.
How you say it, and I've heard many different uses today.
So,
hey, you know what, Dima? It's nigga for us is the same as dude for y'all.
Yeah.
We're just like, dude.
Dude. Oh, yeah.
Dude. It's like,
oh my God.
All over the place.
Dude, that was, hey, I don't know. I want to name the podcast that because Tripp said that with his chest. Like, man. We virtual, but I got a little afraid, bro. Like,
yo. That's funny.
So what I was saying is that there's got to be more than one pot that we take money out of to fix mental health and fix schools. Like, everybody is saying defund the police. Okay, that's not going to fix whatever we're talking about fixing. There's either got to be, what we need to do is restructure funding for a bunch of shit. Because
restructure sounds better than defund, in my opinion. That was kind of my point.
Because we need to pull money from a bunch of shit and not just the police.
Agreed.
But we need to pull money. There's a bunch of money. Like,
who's controlling how much military gets funded? That's fucked. Why don't we not?
That's federal.
Well, why do we not have a say in it?
That's federal.
Number one funded thing in the fucking United States. So if you have the best military but the poorest schools, why don't you flip the shit?
Right.
Well, because that's all about power and leverage. I mean, we if we start slacking on our pimping as far as military concerned, oof.
No. This is what they did. This is how they do that, Dima. Schools are funded by the property taxes in that neighborhood.
That state, in that area.
In that state. In that neighborhood.
Yeah.
So Milwaukee public schools are funded by the property taxes in Milwaukee, which are generally lower than the property taxes in the suburban school. So that's why the suburban schools are generally better funded than Milwaukee public schools. So then you get the other side of the coin is that those people in the area are better off. So not only are they paying higher taxes, which funds the school better, then they're making other contributions to the school for whatever reason. So when we talk about Arrowhead having a stadium, a lot of that stadium was paid for by contributions from the businesses in that Heartland area.
Yep.
Not just
and wealthy alumni too.
Right, and wealthy alumni. But you also looking at a city that has one high school, one middle school, one elementary school.
Yep. All the money can go in one place.
And then Arrowhead also has their basketball team has a pro style locker room. And it costs like $1 million or something. And like there was controversy over that until like the businesses was like the school ain't even paid for it.
Yeah, so shut the fuck up, right?
Right. So then somebody was like, well, still the money could have went to something else, and it was like, no, we donated it for the locker room.
Community, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So
but
that's insightful. So I
but
mean,
there there was and we're gonna end it, but I'll look it up and maybe I can like share the link next week. But there was a news broadcaster because one of Trump's cabinet members said that statistic racism doesn't exist, and then the news broadcaster pointed it out and showed how the way schools are funded, how that affects um, education gaps and stuff like that, and just a whole bunch of stuff that is affected based on the way that the system is set up for things to be funded. So and I understand like we don't like the police and we say fuck the police. So along with fuck the police comes defund the police.
mhm.
But you can defund the police and you're honestly not going to get as much money as you think you're going to get.
Yep. Because
Mm.
Yeah.
It's an issue
you still need them.
because
That's kind of the
like
thing.
if you remember, we had Scott Walker, and he defunded a lot of shit from the parks, and then motherfuckers got to complaining because the parks ain't as great as they used to be. Well,
Mhm.
when you cut the money, and now you don't have money for motherfuckers to maintain the parks, then yeah, shit get fucked up. And
Yep.
that's why now if you go to McGovern Park and you look in the pond that used to be clean and well taken care of, you got shopping carts and fucking doors and all kind of shit in the bottom of the pond.
Yeah, you do.
So let me ask you a simple question, right? Because you made an excellent point. Um, if we knew that raising our taxes would directly make NPS better, would you be okay with your taxes being raised? If it was, and I know this is pie in the sky, I know it's not that simple, but just
It is that
in
simple.
theory.
You can compare that to the gas tax and how roads get fixed, and the inflation of the taxing of gas never went up with inflation of everything else. So what's happening now is all these roads are falling apart. We can't
Mhm.
repair them because people are fuel efficient now. We're not taxing enough, and then nobody ever wanted to vote to raise the gas tax, and there's not enough funding to build these fucking roads.
Mhm.
So it's a big problem
Wow.
that's happening right now, and people are against taxing, and then also the use of vehicles for gas is going down because of electric and all this other shit.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
now that industry's in trouble.
Oh.
So I mean, so round robin. I mean,
I wouldn't be against it. No, I'd be pro raising taxes to improve
would
schools.
yeah, because for me, I mean, just if I know, even if I know like my kids are graduating in a few years, if I'm still in this community, I still need the schools to be better because eventually, like the thing I like about being around and working
Eventually,
with young people, these are the new leaders, bro.
Mm-hmm.
These are the new leaders. So you mean to tell me that all of tomorrow's and today's leaders that are young and up and coming are coming from a place where they all face this big old gap when they finally are pursuing post-secondary education.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like literally, I mean, what do we value as a society?
Mm-hmm.
We need to be
we're in
investing in people.
and it's not just us, but a lot of people across the country right now are living in cities where kids are now only getting the usage of Chromebooks at home because we were in a fucking pandemic.
Mhm.
Whereas you got other cities or suburban cities where kids been getting Chromebooks and iPads for years.
For
So who's
years.
against raising taxes? Let's pose that question.
I'm
Well,
not.
I'm not,
I'm not against it. If it's
but
if it's going directly to make our
For
schools
the
better, I'm
person
not.
who doesn't have kids in the school system, or the
I'm not.
person
But
who
hang
doesn't
on.
want to pay more.
Well,
Hang on, y'all
this is
miss
what
y'all missing
no,
one critical thing.
this is
Go,
I'm not, but
go ahead.
this is what you. A lot of the homeowners in Milwaukee don't live in Milwaukee.
That's facts.
Mm.
That's the problem. So now you've got more well-to-do people that own multiple properties
Mhm.
who don't want taxes to increase. And you've got more people who rent instead of own in the city. Renters don't have a say,
Right.
but the renters are the kids that occupy the schools. You know what I'm saying? So the renters have kids in the schools here in the city where most of the property is owned by outsiders who don't want the property taxes to go up and fight increases. And so therefore, there's less money to go to the schools to educate the kids that live in the city. The motherfucker that own the property, he don't give a fuck. His kids ain't even here. You know what I mean? So that's the cycle. I mean, it is what it is, man. I've actually never, but my issue too then is in another arena. Okay, you got less money coming to the schools. Are you properly managing that lower amount of money? Or did you just hire another motherfucker for $350,000 a year to not do shit?
But again, that goes back to my earlier argument about fixing, quote unquote, fixing our shit.
Our shit, dude. Hey, man, like, I'll give you a great example. I used to ask people, like, man, do you want Black folks to be equally represented in this world that we already built, in this country we already built, or do you want Wakanda? The motherfuckers need to make their mind up. You want Wakanda? You want what? Like 6 states in the middle of the country that's just all Black? Is that what you want? Because we need to decide that first. But the reason why I ain't really a fan of that is because we are right now having a conversation about how MPS ain't shit, and this nigga's all up and throughout that motherfucker. Yeah. From the top to the bottom.
In leadership.
The superintendent and the janitors, all Black. We all over that mother. Why it's still fucked up for Black kids? If that was the answer. You still got to have righteous people
in these positions.
In those positions, fam.
Yeah.
That dude, that superintendent, man. Man, don't even get me started on that dude, man.
I don't even know who it is, but I've never heard a positive thing about this.
Dude, at all. Because
like, I've talked to people that are very, very in the know, and that, I am blessed. Even on here, like, you guys educate me and teach me things that I don't know. But I've heard a lot of different things about, like, yeah, it's all bad. And a lot of people, it seems like a lot of people been in that position. It's a stepping stone job.
Yep. If you come in MPS and the graduation rate don't drop 15 points, then you'll get hired for a bigger job in a bigger
somewhere
city.
else. Yep. A lot of people are treating.
But you know what? That's not even just the superintendent. Like a lot of teachers do that too. Like they'll come out of college, like young teachers come out of college, do a couple years in MPS, and then they can go to the suburbs and make more because they got experience working with at-risk kids.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you, man.
That's deep right there, bro.
Like you gotta.
People ain't talking about that shit. People are not talking about that shit.
No, they're not.
Right there.
Think about it, fam. Okay.
So these are the sessions we could have where we could have these, conversations we record that we release to promote the podcast and then just have information out there that lives forever.
I think so, man.
Dima, any of you guys, we all went to MPS, I think. Did you go to MPS, Dima?
I went through 3rd grade in Russia, and then here I went to Atwater, and then Shorewood Middle School and high school, and then I moved to the high school in Mundelein, Illinois. Okay.
So no, you didn't.
Not MPS, but it's Milwaukee.
Kinda. But we all went to MPS. Yeah. Like, dude, what does the superintendent? Okay, but you were in high school here. You ever meet your superintendent?
Mm-mm.
Did any of us ever meet the superintendent?
I barely met the principal.
I had a Super Nintendo, nigga.
Okay, exactly. Why the fuck we need? Why we need this $500,000 a year, motherfucker? What are you actually doing, fam? Right. Who did you meet every day though?
But that's what I mean, man.
And why they starving?
Yeah.
The one that your kid with every damn day, that's the motherfucker that's starving. The ones that decide the rules under which, the rules which when violated, that teacher can be fired, they eat good.
And
but the one that's teaching is the ones that start. That shit don't make sense.
And that's a political position now, ain't it?
Right, yeah. You gotta vote for that motherfucker. But the thing is, why ain't that the problem? Because we just proved it. See, before these black superintendents, before Howard Fuller, the problem was because it was white people in the position of superintendent.
Yeah.
We got Howard Fuller, and then we got Ms. Driver, and now we got this clown in there. Now they all black.
But you got to remember, like,
But they
But the
they
problem
ran
is
how
still the
they
same.
ran Howard Fuller out because
They
he
ran
wanted to
Howard
raise the
Fuller out.
standards.
Right, that's
Because
true.
they
He
said
wanted to raise the
standards were too
taxes.
high.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Because
Yep,
yeah,
they ran him
Howard
out.
Fuller was pushing. He started pushing for proficiency,
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
and he was requiring more. And like he made that test. He made all the tests
Mhm.
harder.
Mhm.
So a lot of kids didn't pass that first year.
They did
Mhm.
not, and some seniors didn't graduate.
Wow.
So he
Yep.
got in hot water, and I'll never forget because Trip and I passed that test as juniors.
Mhm.
So we didn't have to worry about it as seniors, but that caused a huge uproar in NPS, bro. And all he was trying to do was, if I can raise the academic excellence of all students,
Mhm.
they will be better prepared for what's coming next.
Right. Okay.
And-
Well, but speak to my point.
Mhm.
What did that have to do with the white man that had the job before him?
Nothing.
Nothing.
That's kind of the point.
Right.
But what we were told is the reason that our kids weren't doing what they were supposed to do is because who was in charge. And then we got one in charge that represented us, but he wanted our kids to do too good, apparently. So you get your ass out of here.
Yeah.
And then they put
There was
somebody,
another one too.
yeah, there's a couple of them.
Tyrone Dumas.
Yep. It's been a few. But us being represented in that capacity didn't fix the problem. That means the problem is elsewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
I mean, Ben
Look,
Carson.
That school my
nigga.
son used to go to that I won't mention.
Mhm.
They have his teacher, one of his social studies teacher at that school was the fucking superintendent in Baltimore. That motherfucker left that job to come here and be a fucking high school social studies teacher.
Wow.
Because he got paid like $125,000 a year to teach.
Yeah.
Just
shit,
to
Howard
teach.
Fuller got a whole school now again.
Yeah, just to
Yeah.
teach. That's it.
Speaking of too, so like I know we said we were gonna end like 30 minutes ago, but
Oh,
remember,
my fault, man.
remember we were talking about the homie Jamel, right?
Yeah.
We need to
Yeah.
bring him on because I ran into him actually, ironically, at a defund the police event.
Him and his wife are activists in that shit.
Yeah. So I
You know
talked to
Harris?
him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Jamel
talked to him
Harris,
for a good 20 minutes.
That's
20,
Shot
30
G
minutes.
Jr.
And I'm telling you, he's saying a lot of the things that we say, but because he and his wife are so involved, I think it would be really cool to have them on, just providing a different perspective with a little bit more intense knowledge. I mean,
That's facts.
I talked to him, and it was a really, really good conversation. Like, I knew things in theory that he made very practical, and he put names and people on part of the problem, which is plaguing and oppressing us, like real people. And like, and I don't want to butcher what he and his wife does, and they do some amazing work in the community. So like, I think I know you guys are on like Facebook and shit. One of y'all should reach out to him. It's like, yo, can you come on for just 20 minutes at least? Because I just think it's very important just to get some more knowledge. Let's get as much information as we can out here on this shit. So when people are making decisions about who they're voting for and why they're voting for these local elections, like, you know, we've been on this way before the pandemic and way before these unfortunate incidents. We've been on this shit. But like, let's continue to double down on that and have some whys of why voting for your alderman is so fucking important. Why, and like just different people like that. So we gotta reach out to that brother and like have him on. So we should definitely do that.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll reach out to him in a few minutes.
Yeah,
Since
man.
my phone just activated damn Google answering me while I'm talking. Like, bitch, I ain't talking.
Big brother is listening.
Yeah, but Google didn't give they spy a name and shit. So I can't say Siri, shut the fuck up.
Google was like, the do-rag was
Google's
popularized
Alexa,
in the
isn't
80s.
Huh? No, not on the
Alexa, isn't it?
phone. Not on the phones.
Not on the phone. It's just on the phone. It's just Hey Google. That's
It's
it.
just Hey Google.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna
That
change mine to
motherfucker just
Giggle.
answered again.
Yeah,
Shut
go.
your punk ass up.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm like,
Giggle.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey Siri. Siri be like, what?
Man, exactly. Siri got
Hey,
Siri tired, fam.
I changed my Siri to a British male.
Mine is a South African female.
I use I need
They
to
got
be
that
able
one
to
now?
change it. Mine is
Yeah.
me.
You
I'm
see,
gonna have
yours
to
is
go in
you.
and re-switch it.
My way on my ways, it's me, dog. It's my voice giving the navigation.
Oh my God, that's gotta be
That shit
amazing.
is like fucking
Hey,
turn
bitch.
fucking left. Your dumb ass and shit like that, yo. It's funny. Yeah, ways
You
is
missed the
dope,
turn,
man.
motherfucker. Make a U-turn.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, that's an intense like driving session, dude.
Yeah, that should be funny
With
though.
JG cussing at you the whole time. Like, how do
Man.
you deal with that, bro?
Dog. I don't know, man. I guess I
Hey.
like hearing myself talk and shit.
I wonder if I can get one.
You know what
I
I'm
wonder if
saying?
I can get one with Lil Duval as the navigator.
Oh my
I know
God.
Sam Jackson did one.
Turn,
Yep.
bitch. Turn, bitch. Come on.
Yeah, you talk stupid. Yo, Sam did one. No, that shit was. I think you had to pay for that. I don't know
I
what
think so.
that was on,
Yeah. I
but
think
yeah,
so.
it was Sam Jackson as navigation, and you heard motherfucker plenty times in that too.
Dude, that is awesome, man. Well, I mean, fam, this has been a great episode. This is
Hold on,
a
once.
good
Hold
ass
on.
comeback episode.
What? Nigga, I'm on the podcast. How you gonna holler through my window while I'm on the podcast? Oh, all right. Give me a sec, man. I'll be down in a minute. I'm at a dope house or something, fam.
Someone's peeking through the window. That's how you use that word then. Okay.
Hey,
Who's
not to
that
mention,
peeking through my window?
hey, not
Hey,
to
my
mention
dude.
that JG got his strap like a tape under his desk and shit.
Man,
He was like, hold on. He was like,
Go
he
down.
grabbing his strap and shit. He like, hold on.
Hold on, what are you doing when I'm on the
No.
podcast?
that shit is funny, dog.
Oh my
I
God.
thought it was. I don't know if y'all saw me. Look, I thought it was Trip, my damn brother outside. And shit. I'm like Trip.
Trip made his way
talking,
over
dog.
while we were talking.
He's like,
Give
so
you the
Trip froze and drove all the way to
Yep.
JG's house.
He's talking shit. I'm gonna show him.
Talk about my stadium.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he's still mad about Custer, my dude. Wow.
Yo.
He got
Hey,
the
you know
dog
what?
with him too. God damn.
I was happy when they finally put turf in that motherfucker.
Man, for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah,
For
my
real.
son plays
I'm gonna
soccer
see
there.
if I can find that article about that stadium in Dallas, man. 'Cause I do know there was one stadium that was like 20 million, but I think three
Look,
high schools shared
of-
the stadium or something
Okay.
like that.
One of my customers, her kids, whatever school they go to, it started with an M. She down in Powder Springs, Georgia. But
Oh,
that fucking
yeah.
stadium, they got jumbotrons and all kind of shit in their stadium.
Powder Springs, dude.
Like the
I used to work nearby there. That's plush. Like living in that area, dude, is like that's like living a life. Like I think a lot of well-off people, celebrities and shit like that. A lot of people live in that area. Like it's beautiful in Powder Springs.
Oh, okay.
Like that shit.
Right.
Like I'm like I wanted to be able like Powder Springs.
Oh,
Like-
stupid.
that LeBron named that town and shit.
Man,
shit.
touch funny, bro.
Oh man. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's all we got, man. This is a great triumphant return.
I gotta go
Melodrama
sell some
podcast.
dope and shit. So
You know what I'm saying? You already selling it out the window. You like, fam, I told you. I ain't serving no packs
I'll
till
be up
after the
tomorrow.
Melodrama podcast.
man, like chill, dog.
Oh my
She's like, you
God.
heard side high.
Man. No dope on Sundays, fam. That's a cold ass album too.
Oh, that's a classic. That's an
I
instant
like that
classic.
shit.
No dope on Sunday. So yeah. So yo, this has been it, episode 30 motherfucking 4. As always, like we couldn't care less. We fucking love y'all.
Word.
Melodrama podcast, man. Until next time. Peace, peace, peace.
Peace. Man,
Yes.
man. Let me go get